are the expected countries to be dropping over on the central side of Rondo, right? Where you've got Indonesia, Cambodia, and Malaysia. I mean, that's a bit of a whiff grenade there. And with hardly any medical supplies to get this to work, that is going to be a knock there for Indonesia. Sky will find the shot out the side, and suddenly Indonesia's in a very rough position. At least if the recall beacon over towards Muhopan, they should be able to get the rest of their team up.
Yummy. Oh, okay, we're gonna
welcome to the stream,
1v2. Just couldn't make it happen. Way to go,
welcome
Cambodia,
to the stream.
right?
Welcome
really
to the stream.
Up some eliminations early on, and of course, it's top with 3 already.
Hari ni kita live stream kat page lain aja.
Showing this lobby who's boss.
Super solid start, right?
First time live dekat page ni. Kau nampak Boleh nampak
off the start of the qualifiers
Bisa
for yourself over on Rondo. We'll see just how
Okay,
much
so
further they
kita
can go.
tengok budak kita.
Looking at Cambodia here
Dan saya
over on
live kat page ni
Rondo,
sebab saya
they
takut
have
saya kena
secured the
kopi
entirety
kanan.
of Neox factory of that. They have a massive
Tapi
wealth
page
of
ni tak ramai
options
orang guys, so
available
korang
to
kena
them
like and
going
share.
forward in terms of
Tolong
rotations.
like and share.
So, great stuff. I
Suara
think
on the go
for
slow.
Cambodia, it was a bit of a
Better
question
ke?
mark. They had two
So, lambat tu.
very
Sorry.
strong players,
Tadi
very
tunggu.
well-known players.
Tunggu.
You two
Tunggu.
were
Dulu
a
dia tak
little
start.
bit
Saya pun dah
more
terbaring dah
hesitant
tadi.
on them.
Buka-buka
They've
tiba-tiba
shown
dia
themselves a
ada
strong
dah.
Absolutely.
YT ada.
We're gonna see Indonesia. They got
Tolong
other
share
players,
kan
but
sebab
those
on go
players
live
got
kat page
behind.
SSS ni.
Right
Page
now,
ni ada 1000 orang
this is
je
it.
yang
Right
follow.
now, the hot drops are pretty
Takut
much
dia tak, kalau
done and
kalau tak
dusted.
FYP memang orang tak tahu nanti.
Just
Tolong guys
players take their time.
share dekat story korang ke apa ke.
Yeah, bless you.
Tapi
As well.
Malaysia dah dapat kill dah. Kita kena cari
You're
top 2.
welcome. Any day of the week, dude.
Tapi tidak dapat kill dah. Suara okey Audio okey
If you sneeze, you
Audio
might
okey
just
kah?
catch wind of me through a window somewhere.
Okay, tadi
Bless
aku
you.
rasa Faxcry dengan Kenny tu ada dapat
He's
kill
on
lah.
point, ladies and gentlemen. I love to see it.
Tapi aku pun suspect Malaysia dengan Indonesia kot lepas ni.
I'm
I'm
living
looking
in your
behind me.
attic.
I just turned
Yeah.
around.
Okay.
dude.
I'm
So
in the
sekarang
attic,
ni
man.
kita mengharapkan terbaik je. Pusinggan lama tak nampak nama pusinggan ni.
Behind you. To drop his
Sekejap,
blessings.
benda masih
I'm
banyak-banyak
gonna
ni.
take my entire setup out the attic after these 3 matches. When you go check, I'm not there, but then I'll be straight back.
Oh man, dude.
Okay,
Hey,
sekejap
at
lah.
least you're there, bro. You got my back. You're watching my 6.
All the time.
Let's go. Hey, you know what? Razy was watching his 6 for his team, right? But now he's like, hey, it's time to get with the squad. You guys are safe. Let's figure out what we're going to do for the rest of this game. My prediction, Blank, is we're going to have a little bit of podcast here for a little while, dude. I think we're going to see, I thought we were going to see teams kind of slow things down, but it looks like that is not the case.
Alah sayang lah orang tak tahu kita live sebab page ni tak ramai follow doh. Tapi tak apalah, kita harap dia ber-FYP Guys, tolong FYP kan guys. Aku tak tahu lagi macam mana FYP. Aku dah inform dah live kat page ni. Ini kalau kat page kita kalau sekarang ni dah ada 3,000 4,000 orang tengok. Macam mana Guys, macam mana ni guys? Aku tak tahulah. Dia tak tunjuk Malaysia tapi dia ada 9 team je. Rondo mati boleh hidup balik. So sebenarnya tak ni sangat pun. Dia lebih berkill saja. Masuk ke? Ni apa ni? Tu Australia. Ui, Australia pun ada team PUBG
Nice Molotov on that
Oh,
stairs. That
gila.
just completely stops that push. Lets him get that reset. Nice play.
Oh, mungkin aku patut live dekat page aku dan cakap yang kita tengah live kat sini. Kan? Sekejap, aku live kat page on the go. Macam nak live
Definitely all slowed down now here for Australia, but with only 9 countries in the lobby, you're having this situation
Macam mana aku nak
where
pusing
this
kamera ni flip.
fight could extend for quite a long time, right?
Go live. Sekejap,
No
aku
one's
live kat
gonna be
page on the
poking
go.
their noses in.
Orang tu pakai berambut pink ke?
Say
Tak
that.
ada.
And I'm wrong.
Sekejap, aku live kan dulu guys guys, kita tengah live stream sekarang ni. Korang boleh datang tengok tau. Tapi on the go tak live kat page on the go Guys, on the go tak live kat page on the go tau. So kalau korang nak tengok, korang kena datang ke page SSS Saya tengah live stream untuk 59 orang kat sini sebab korang tak tahu yang saya tengah live. Ada 60 orang aja kat sini. Guys, kalau korang nak tengok ENC boleh datang ke page ni Datang ke page SSS tau. Korang jangan silap page tau. Korang jangan silap page Korang jangan silap page. Korang boleh datang page. Kat mana ni? Dekat SSS page. Kau scream saja-saja. On the go live dekat scream saja-saja punya page. Korang boleh pergi kat story on the go. On the go ada letak. Pergi kat story on the go. Kalau korang nak tengok, korang boleh tengok kat sini Korang datang ke sini. Kita ada Kenny, kita ada Faxcry baru je clutch. Dekat story on the go ada page tu main nama tau. Korang boleh datang singgah Lepas tu korang share. Aku tak tahu macam nak bagi FYP dah guys. Aku sumpah tak tahu macam nak bagi FYP. Aku dah tunggu lama dah ni. So korang boleh datang sini ya guys Saya live stream kejap lah kat sini. Okay, korang nak tengok Faxcry main, pergi ke on the go main story on the go, letak page nama Scream saja punya page. Okay, jangan silap page tau. Aku tak live kat sini sebab aku takut kena copy kanan. So tunggu live stream kat page SSS. Sebab esok dah SSS kan, kalau kena copy kanan tak boleh live 7 hari, rosak nanti problem. Sebab tu tunggu guna SSS punya page lah. Tak guna sangat pun dengan page tu. Kat mana ni kat situ jangan silap tempat tau. Okay, masalahnya viewership dekat telefon ni lagi ramai daripada kat sini. Kat sini ada 100 je. Ada 108 je orang kat sini. Hai je daripada siapa yang tunggu. Datang. Jimmy ada. Jimmy pun ada kat sini. So korang boleh datang tengok aja. Sambil-sambil aku kas dulu. Alright, sekarang ni kita melihatkan Tesla. Tapi Team Malaysia ni tak tahu, dia tak tunjuk pun daripada tadi. Tapi Team Malaysia dah dapat kill dah. Okay, nak tengok kat mana. Copy kat page on the go main story. On the go ada tag Scream saja. Itu nama page dia. Itu pun page on the go kak. Nama page dia Scream saja guys. Boleh tak siapa-siapa tolong type kan dekat komen sebab aku malas nak type. Faxcry jatuh lah. Faxcry dah mati dah. Malaysia lawan Indonesia sekarang ni. Okay, kita lihatkan Kim ada kat atas. Cantik macam bunga lah Kim dapat satu. Dia akan turun ke bawah sekarang ni. Malaysia dengan satu mata penyingkiran dalam tangan. Snape juga akan terus dibunuh. Okay, Yami akan datang untuk mengganggu keadaan kat sini. Tapi Malaysia Faxcry boleh bangun lagi. Jangan risau. Tapi kenapa satu kill je? Tadi bukan ada lebih daripada satu kill. Oh, cantik daripada siapa ni? Daripada Kim, hampir dapat Yami dekat situ. Okay, tak apalah, boleh lah. Okay guys, saya akan tamat siaran kat sini tau. Korang datang ke page Scream saya saja tu, okay? Okay, ciao, bye.
It's kind of hovercrafting.
It is hovercrafting right now. Definitely a bit of hovercrafting action going on.
Benda-benda yang aku kena buat untuk tarik korang ke sini. So tengok dekat sini je lah. Korang share je lah kawan-kawan korang kat sini. Okay, Malaysia kita ada 3 orang player yang hidup. Bobby, Faxcry, Kenny dan juga Kim. Tapi Faxcry boleh dibangunkan semula, jangan risau. Kat YT ada, boleh tengok juga. Malaysia sama main tu. Ni. Ni tim Malaysia kita. Oh, diorang boleh guna skin creator Dia bagi guna skin creator dok. Hi Nago, hello. Hello, sorry. Hello. Kau ni betul-betul memerlukan perhatian aku Channel on the go kau YT YT on the go main channel. YT on the go main channel biasa. 2 tim je layak guys, 2 tim je. 2 tim saja yang layak. Tapi sekarang ni Bobby nyawa rendah sikit. Ini first time rasanya Bobby, Kenny, Faxcry main satu tim. So agak menarik juga tu kita lihatkan. Format dia macam mana tu? Dia main lepas tu top 2 lepas. Top 2 lepas. Nak moderator? Boleh je. Page ni aku tak pernah bagi moderator kan. Aku dah add moderator dah kau. Jangan buat kerja gila-gila cukup.
It's looking a little bit more hectic than maybe needs to be, but it means a lot right now, the ENC qualifiers.
Only followers. Kau tak follow lah. Kau kena follow dulu baru kau boleh jadi moderator. Gila. Follow pun tidak nak jadi moderator. Yang tak follow tu follow dulu lah. Jangan lupa follow lepas tu aku rasa korang nak bagi dia FYP, korang kena tap je guys. Page ni tak ramai follow lagi ni. Jangan lupa follow lah. Sebab ni memang page yang saya guna untuk update score, schedule apa semua tu. Siapa sub ENC kat kita Untuk kita Jimmy dengan Kimi. Untuk sekarang lah sebab diorang dua tak ada dalam permainan kan. Malam ni tak ada SSS SSS kita esok. SSS semi esok. Malam ni kita ada event Naruto dekat page PUBG yang saya kena cast. Kenapa diorang sub? Engkau yang kena sub, engkau lah kena jawab. Kenapa engkau kena sub? On the go, profile group tally tu tak tukar, tak nak tukar. Morning guys, morning guys. Tapi tak harap Malaysia perform lah.
the teams that play towards
Tak
the
ada Malaysia
rooftops
perform lah.
and underneath. So right now it's a bit of a struggle bus. I think Cambodia.
Tu apa ni tu? Ini ialah e-sport Nation Cup punya qualifier ni, event besar ni, duit dia banyak. Duit ni banyak. Sebab Kim lagi padu daripada Kimi, habis bergaduh diorang nanti. Scream event Naruto semalam tak boleh tengok boleh boleh tengok kat YT. Kenapa kat YT tak ada ke? Berapa game on the go? Kimi berapa game Saya kalau Jimmy main baru saya main. Sampai macam takkan nak letak satu squad 6 orang macam tu. Thank you info, no problem. 6. Uish, 6 game Aku dah lah kena buat event malam ni lagi kan. Harap-harap dia punya break time panjang supaya aku boleh buat beberapa kerja in between. Malam ni saya kerja dekat page PUBG guys. Aku pasti 374 yang tengah tengok ni, yang 300 tak follow lagi. Follow ini memang SSS punya page tau. Result, schedule, semua tu memang saya update dekat sini. Kalau korang nak kutuk-kutuk player, korang boleh kutuk dekat sini, saya takkan ban pun. Jangan lupa untuk follow page ni
But this one player from Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste, definitely a thorn in the side at the moment.
Brunei ni kuat tau. Tu aku takut tau. Aku takut Brunei pula yang lepas. Kucing jangan berlari boleh tak? Jatuh barang nanti. Aku sumpah kucing ni satu hari aku sumpah jadi anjing. Kami nak kutuk OTG je. Itu memang aku ban lah. Okay, sekarang ni kita lihatkan TL ni apa? Timor Leste. Jangan. Okay, sekarang ni kita akan lihatkan. Jangan. Duduk je. Okay, sekarang ni kita lihatkan pergerakan daripada Timor Leste. Dia ada 4 kill. Oh, ni tim yang ada Rebelo yang main dekat tim Indonesia itu. Tim mana entah ada main hari tu. Okay, 33 orang masih lagi hidup. 9 kalau 36. 3 orang je dah mampu setakat ni. Aku rasa Malaysia semua lengkap 4 player diorang. So all good. Void Okay, sekarang ni kita akan mengharapkan yang terbaik untuk skuad negara. Come on. Okay, grenade akan dibaling terlebih dahulu. Letupan akan berlaku dekat sebelah tepi. Tapi kita belum lagi nampak player Malaysia punya nama dikeluarkan setakat ini. Aku tadi tengok budak nama Timor Leste tu kan, nama dia Yuhai. Sebab dia macam TSMX Yuhai boy. Okay, Australia ada satu yang kena knock. Australia pun main PUBG. Gila lah. Hello mate. Okay, Shasho dapat satu daripada Timor Leste. Penang pun main. Wih, Penang. Kenapa ada Penang tu? Sekejap. Kenapa ada Penang? Filipin jalan dengan Penang. Penang Creamy. Gila, Penang Esport Association hantar wakil negeri terus ke betul? Orang tunggu Palau. Tak nak dah aku baca komen kau. Asyik baca komen kau je. Brunei macam sandwich je. Ya. Oh, Papua. Aku ingat Penang tadi. Ya, Perlis bahaya. Tapi sekarang ini kita akan lihatkan Skynin. Kenapa tak hantar PEC? PEC tu apa? Apa tu PEC? Yang tak follow page ni sila follow page SSS ni. Aku tahu korang semua kalau tengok ni, korang semua peminat e-sport. So page ni memang page e-sport saja. Dia tak adalah konten aku cakap pasal skin ke apa ke. So jangan lupa untuk follow. Mungkin anda tak tahu yang korang belum follow pun lagi. So korang boleh follow. Saya minat OTG. Kimi, aku minat engkau juga. Aku sebenarnya tak sabar nak balik ke Pahang tau, Kimi. Menunggu waktu untuk ke Pahang supaya mak ayah kau boleh menjamu aku dengan makanan-makanan sedap daripada Pantai Timur. PMPL dengar cerita bulan ni. Dengar cerita lah. Siau kat tepi tu apa tu go? Kat tepi mana? Tepi mana tu? Tepi apa ni? Orang tu minat saya ke? Boleh lah. Mestilah. Profession kau hebat. Malaysia ada tapi dia tak tunjuk. Dia select. Durian lah orang tu go. Takkan nak pergi Pahang nak makan durian je. Berapa map? 6 map. Orang tu go select. Ya, aku nampak komen kau. Orang tu go, ya kenapa? PMP tak tahu lagi bila. Si Osania. Apa maksud korang si Osania? Aku tanya apa tadi?
Is it protected animal as well? You can't
Oh,
shoot
dia
it.
tanya SEAO tu apa? SEA tu Southeast Asia Oceania.
You know what?
Cakap hi dulu, hi.
Fair game. He's going fishing here and he is
Untunglah caster-caster Mak Saleh ni boleh casting kan. Kita hanya mampu buat watch party je guys. Aku rasa macam Malaysia chicken je ni. Live event Naruto live semalam ke? Live semalam dekat On The Go punya page lah. Tapi hari ni kita ada event Naruto juga pukul 9. Itu dekat page PUBG Mobile. Dekat page PUBG Mobile. Tapi saya tak main, Macam mana tim Malaysia ni? Saya ada beberapa lagu Naruto sebenarnya. Kalau budak-budak kita lawan, saya buka lagu-lagu Naruto. Moderator block lah. Live semalam tak ada tu. Alah, kena copy kanan lah kot. Kena copy kanan kot. Mana Malay? Tak tahu mana Malaynya. Masih menunggu. Cameraman ni select. Nak moderator tu go. Kau kena tunjuk yang kau moderator hebat baru aku bagi. Indonesia ada. Malaysia Indonesia ada. Dua-dua pun masih lagi dalam permainan kita. Kita lihat. Sekejap, mana Malaysia Sekejap, kita dah rata ke? Kenapa ada 5 tim je? Kita dah rata Bila masa kita rata? Indonesia atas 1, 2, 3. Kita dah rata ke? Kita warna apa tu? Nama kita tak keluar pun lagi. Kita yang warna brown tu Ada Bobby. Ada dah, kita top 4 dah guys. Kita dah top 4 dah. Come on Bobby San. Bobby seorang ke? Bobby seorang. Tunjuklah Malaysia tu sikit. Okay, Cambodia lawan Indonesia. Okay, Indonesia menang. Kita top 2 tu. 3 lawan 3. 3 lawan 3. Malaysia lawan Indonesia dok. Let's go Malaysia. Malaysia boleh. Weh, Malaysia lawan Indonesia siut. 3 lawan 3, 3 lawan 3, 3 lawan 3. Come on Bobby, tunjuk dekat diorang ni yang kau ni memang kuat Bobby. Kim akan naik ke atas, Kim kena naik cantik macam bunga lah. Kasih tu Kim dapat Yami. Bobby akan naik raspberry juga. Last guy. Chicken. Wait. Hah? Alah, sikit lagi je chicken oi. Alah. Sayangnya. Tapi tak betul. Opening kita dah cantik guys. Kita nombor 2 banyak kill. Tak. Alah. Baru first game bak cakap Bobby. Bobby pula bokeh kan. Baru first game. Chill lu. Rondo je. Rondo memang kita tak power sangat Rondo. Indonesia memang kuat Rondo. Kita dapat nombor 2 pun dah okey dah. Oh, rotation kita agak power Mainkan Kimi kami. Korang kena buat petition nanti baru dia orang mainkan Kimi. Beban OTG. Aku tak main pun aku dipanggil beban. Dengar cerita Yami masuk AE. Ush, betul ke? Yami masuk AE tapi aku dengar Yami dah keluar daripada Boom. Itu yang aku tahulah. Aku tak nampak. Bukan power tak power Rondo, rasanya saya tinggal seorang dah nak buat apa? Dah kita dah tak menang. Tak payah buat apa dah guys. Dah tak menang. Kita kena terima je. Dah buka dah lagu sedih. Oh macam tu je. Wow. EMC lain kali kontak saya je lah. Buat production cantik sikit Ini Southeast Asia dia pun tak masuk. Oceania tu pun terkat separuh. Lebih baik aku je buat, betul tak? Nanti kan Kimi main chicken. Mesti chicken punya. Simple juga Ian si tak. Ni bukan simple je tu. Sampai perkataan tak masuk dalam kotak lagi. Susah tu. Susah je. Lain kali kontak saya je. Lenovo Legion dan juga Allianz Bank kontak saya je lepas ni. Biar saya je buat. Ya. Semalam kan tak ada live. Baru dapat info. Sebab tu saya ada update dekat story. Konsisten. Dia include kan si Oceania kot. Dia baru tukar. Ini sebab je buat masa rehearsal. Apa buat sekarang? Tapi tak apa. By the way, korang nak tengok SSS. Korang dah tengok dah SSS punya grafik kan? Hari tu aku dah tunjuk kan? Aku tak tunjuk. Aku dah tunjuk ke tak? Aku dah tunjuk ke SSS punya grafik? Mana dia SSS punya grafik baru? Kita tak guna dah benda dah warna biru-biru tu. Hijau tu. Mana dia? Bukan aku dah tunjuk ke dia tu? Aku ingat aku dah tunjuk. Tak ada rupanya. Oh, tak ada lah guys. Aku ingat aku ada buat. Tapi aku tak ada. Tak apalah. Dah tak ada kan nak buat apa kan. Orang tu kenapa nampak muda macam biasa lah guys. Okay, on the go mana awet-awet kita? Awet-awet kita pula. On the go girls. Okay.
Welcome back. I mean, well, we did find out that it was indeed Razy with the 3-piece versus Malaysia, which is quite honestly a staggering performance from that guy. For Indonesia, I bet they're happy they brought him along, right?
Yeah.
I bet they're also happy that he wasn't one of the first to fall there over in the Ox Factory.
Caster gelak-gelak dok. Ya dok. Apa caster ni gelak-gelak? Lebih baik bagi aku je cast. Aku tak pernah gelak masa casting. Aku sentiasa serius dan sentiasa fokus dekat game. Ni kenapa member ni gelak-gelak? Aku pun tak pastilah guys kenapa. Tak profesional macam saya. Caster tak serius je. Dia tak serius dok. Dia kena fokus macam saya lah. Kan? Kami jarang gelak. Kau lah yang paling gila gelak. Tak ada. Saya sentiasa profesional. Bercakap terus. Okay, secara terus menerus. Mod qualifier tu. Oh, Kimi minat yang caster ni lah. Okay. Nanti aku inform kat J Hunter. Kimi minat yang caster orang putih. Dia tak minat dengan kau J. Habis kau. Lepas ni J kan. Nampak Kimi. Kimi biasa-biasa je player ni lah. Kau tunggu, kau standby. Oh, kau nak caster masalah sekarang. Okay. Dia nak caster masalah guys. Malaysia tak level dia. Kena clash dah go. Ya. Engkau delay ke apa benda? Dah clash 5 minit dah. Bukan kau yang paling banyak bahan nak play. Tak ada. Mana ada. Saya suka time cast PMGOC 18 kill tu. 18 kill Kita dah dapat 18 kill dekat PMGOC ke? Tak ingat pun. Kau ganti Kim sekarang. Ush, Aiman. Tencent dah suruh tu Kimi. Kimi, kau tak perlu tulis petition tu Kimi. Tencent dah suruh dah tu. Line up MAS siapa on go? Jimmy, Kimi, Kenny, Kenny, Bobby, Faxcry dengan Kim. Okay, jangan lupa support tim Malaysia yang sebab juga tim main qualifier. Malam ni kita ada tournament PUBG PC lagi guys. Alah, pukul 7 aku kerja dok. Tengok kalau lepas event Naruto tu, kalau kita masih sempat kita live kan untuk tim PUBG PC je terus, okay? Saya daripada live sebelah tadi on go. YT aku tak boleh buka sebab aku tadi saya buka tu. Okay. Kenapa adik tak masuk OTG? Adik dia busy sekarang. Aiman ajak Fusas tapi saya ambil SSS malam ni. Malam ni mana ada SSS? Malam ni ada SSS? Malam ni mana ada SSS?
I appreciate
Nak
that.
scam pun
Oh, that's one of those situations where you
lawan
you're
dengan
just
tak
fumbling,
tak
you're
kayu
fumbling,
teka
kinda
bos
like Cambodia towards the
TTITN
end
tu
of
apa?
that game, but not like Indonesia.
Apa benda
We
tu,
came
Blaze?
out on top, right? You know, even
Kenapa
with
tak ambil
their
voke on the go?
route,
Ke select?
for us, maybe not for them. It looked fantastic. I mean,
Kita
for Indonesia, that's
PUBG
all you want to see
masalahnya
towards
satu
the end
tim
there. That's a
4 orang
massive
je.
salvage game on their
Kita tak
side.
boleh letak
We
semua
talked
orang.
about earlier, Hot Jukes, how
Player
Rondo is
Falcon.
that
Tak minat
really
lah
important
Falcon ni.
map, especially when you hear in a
Tak ambil pots
9
sangat.
country lobby, you are wanting to hit out big on that first game.
Tapi okey juga
For
Kita
sure,
first
for
time
sure.
live
I
stream
mean,
page
that's
ni
what
kita tadi hampir
we were
1,000
definitely
orang
talking
tengok
about
agak.
that early on, and it
Not
just
bad,
makes
kan?
you really think, like, what's
Gila
leading
lah.
to, like, the more,
Page
you know,
orang
tried and
orang
tested
tengok
maps.
view orang
What's
tengok
gonna
lagi tinggi
happen,
daripada
right?
follow.
Even if we see squads
Follow yang tak follow
towards
page
the
ni.
end, right? It's top 2. That's what you're really gunning for.
Aku
So what
live kat
happens
page ni
whenever
sebab aku
you're
takut kena
8
copy
points
kanan je
behind
guys.
with one match
Sebab tu
left
saya
to
live
go?
sini.
Like, what do you do in that
Kalau tak
situation?
saya tak live
I
sini.
don't think the old school strat of like, hey,
Kalau
let's just
page
get to the
main
end
kena
game,
copy kanan,
we'll
nanti tak boleh
soak
live
up 10
SSS.
eliminations if we get a fortunate position.
Kau kena
That
up
could
story
just
kat
not
dah up
happen,
dah.
right? We could see a lot
Dah
of
up
teams
dah
fight
semalam. Aku
early
siap
and
letak
there
tag
be
nama
2,
page
3
lagi.
squads towards the end of the game. And with how this
Copy
point
kanan pun
format
boleh lah tu,
is, it's
mesti.
designed for
Kiss dulu baru
64
follow.
players, right? To have all those
nak.
eliminations.
Tak nak
It's gonna
kiss.
change things up.
Pakai
I
baju
think that
Sakura
you
dulu
need
tu.
to play things a little bit more aggressive
Apa maksud
and start
ENC?
hunting down squads
E-Sport
early.
Nation
That's
Cup.
my opinion.
I think your opinion
E-sport
is
nation.
correct. I like your opinion, man. I think that you
Dulu,
have to
info
sort of take
dulu,
destiny into your
Team
own
Malaysia
hands
ada ke?
here,
Ada.
where there is
Ada,
so
ada.
many so
Ada,
limited
ada.
opportunities to get those points as well. I
Sekejap,
mean, you
Drex
wanna just
message
keep
saya,
gunning it
yes.
out. It is risky though, right? It is risky. You have to sort of strike that balance as well in your head where if we're too aggressive and we go down too early, we're getting 1.0.0 eliminations. I do think you got to be a sort of a special team to make that happen, which is where it comes into effect for a team like Malaysia, who's already sort of proved themselves a little bit here. Cambodia and Indonesia, you know you're strong teams, right? So you have to take advantage of the fact that this is a little bit of a wonky lobby and try and just run it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Anytime you're in a big tournament like this, no matter what the situation is, because there's always going to be something that ain't perfect, right? You got to be able to adapt. That's where the championship teams do best, right? They're used to kind of figuring out, like, all right, for some reason the crowd is so loud I can't hear footsteps, but somehow they still find a way to win the whole thing, right? So with a 9-team lobby, and that's the scary part is, yeah, you got to look at the rosters. We said it. Indonesia, Cambodia are going to look stacked, and they didn't disappoint, right? They started going crazy here in this game, and if that's going to keep happening, we got top 2.
Kau tak live kat kau lagi ke tak live kat
soak
sini
up
sebab
points.
takut kena copy
If they
kanan.
win a game, they're going to win by a lot. So, yeah. So, for these other teams, if you want a chance at top 2, I don't think you can let off the gas. I don't think you can just kind of play it old school and like, all right, let's get to end game. Hopefully the shots just line up in front of us and we're going to get a big game. No, I think you got to really get it done. Get it done.
Well, speaking of getting it done, we do have our leaderboard at least on our stats page right now. I can tell that Indonesia currently is in first place, but Cambodia is not
By the way,
far
cuma pakai
behind.
cosplay
Right now,
itu.
Indonesia is leading by
Terima kasih.
18, but Cambodia is sitting just 1 point behind at 17 right now, which is very, very good to see.
On the go X Sakura-chan whip.
Sort of how we expected it to turn out as well, Hot Jukes. I mean, we called this out today. We thought these two teams would do the best.
Bila dia nak
They
start ni
both
daripada
have
tadi
in
borak
their
je.
first match, so luckily everything
Malam ni
is
tak boleh
going to
cosplay,
plan,
nanti kena saman.
at least, so no
Lagu
wild
pun tak
cards
boleh
just
buka.
yet. But Philippines, you know, not doing badly that game at all. I mean, they had 7 elims by the end of it, and they did end up with just 10 points. I think New Zealand was probably the most unexpected team overall. 6 points, but 10 points overall. 6 points in terms of eliminations. Yeah,
Dah
so
tengok Sakura-chan,
fantastic
bayar.
stuff.
Hey, shout out to Kiwis.
Bayar,
Hey,
guys.
he
Shout
made
out to
some
Kiwis,
sick
man.
plays. Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to my man Kiwis, dude. Hey, he was able to.
Shout out to my man Kiwis. Siapa kau nak
And,
shout out?
just continue
Boleh
to
tak
make
kau
things happen
fokus
for
kat
the
tournament
squad.
caster? Apa benda
10
caster ni?
points, 10
Dia nak bagi
points.
shout out
I
ni
know
semua
it's
benda
only
ni.
game 1, it's a Rondo.
Fokus tournament please.
You know, my
suruh
only
dia
concern
fokus tournament
is
jap boleh
just
tak?
kinda going back to that, is like, hey,
Tak minat tu
it's a
caster yang
7-point
kacip ni.
gap already from, you know,
Asyik
moving on
kacip
or
je.
not. You know what I'm saying? And that 7-point gap is gonna keep growing and growing.
Cuba shout out
if we're not
SSS je.
careful,
Alright,
right?
itu boleh ke?
Especially for the teams that just didn't have a great Rondo,
Tapi sayang
I
tu.
want to see them like
Tadi boleh chicken tu.
really like realize.
Cakap dengan cermin kau nego.
You know, our chances of
Kami je
getting
boleh
30, 40
kacip, orang lain tak
points
boleh.
back-to-back is gonna be pretty rough. So like let's
Kami je
really make it
dibenarkan.
happen here in this next game.
Wih, laparnya.
Yeah, it's time to tighten stuff up a bit though. I think
Sabarlah, Rondo pun
Rondo
selalu
is
kacip
probably
kot.
the map where you can play it.
Aku dah jadi
Quite
toxic
fast
viewer
and
sekali-sekala
loose,
pun tak boleh.
especially
Ah,
when
korang
you have
bertahun-tahun
so many
toxic,
opportunities to get
aku ada
some
bising ke?
eliminations earlier on.
Bagilah aku
We've
toxic
also,
jap. Bukan selalu boleh toxic
here
caster.
with Res Beacons. I will say this though, is that overall the points are going to be quite deflated, right?
For
Compared
sure.
to what we're used to. Like you're saying, we're not playing in a 64 player lobby. But 8 eliminations, 12 eliminations is crazy.
Tapi diorang ni memang
work
suka
at
pakai
this
headphone
stage when
wireless,
you only are dropping in with like
Yang lelaki ni pakai
it's
headphone
34,
wireless. Dia tak takut ke bateri tu
players
habis ke apa?
overall. So I think what we're looking at right now
Oh, dia
is
bagi markah, guys.
certainly a big thing that's going to play in throughout the rest of the day. I'd imagine like a good game
Eh,
here.
kita
any
7 markah
squad,
je.
probably going to be around about
Oh, sebab
13,
kita ada 1
14
kill
points,
je.
so
Eh,
that will
bapak
be
jauhnya
a
kita.
strong match to have. We do have our match rankings. You can see
Aku ingat
exactly
kita
where
nombor 2
everyone
dalam
else
ranking.
landed up. Democrat
Kita
avoided
nombor
some
6
last time, also
rupanya.
doing fairly decently
Sebab kita ada 1
with a
kill je.
scoreline of
Okay, agak terkejut.
Dude,
Agak
7
terkejut.
points, that's where those,
Saya
those
tak expect.
placements definitely came into play.
Saya
It's
agak
just so
terkejut
wild,
jujur.
dude, because
Tapi tak apa, tapi tak apa. Kita nombor 2 tadi
and
6
if you think
game.
about it,
6 game. Aku ingat
12
Kimi scammer tadi.
eliminations, yeah, like getting those double digit eliminations is wild.
Okay, tak apa, tak apa, tak apa, tak apa.
12
Boleh dia, boleh lagi, boleh lagi. Sabar, sabar guys, sabar.
Over 30% of the
Sebab tadi kita boleh dapat, mungkin kita boleh dapat 3 kill lagi 4. Campur dengan chicken kalau kita tambah lagi 4. So kita tambah 8 markah pada 7. Kita mungkin ada 15 markah. Kita mungkin belakang Cambodia. Kita mungkin nombor 2 lah. Kalau kita chicken tadi. Tapi sayang tak chicken kan. Tak chicken. Sekejap lagi saya sampai tempat main, saya marah diorang. Janganlah marah Kimi, nanti diorang tak fokus. Nanti diorang tak dapat fokus. Awal bangun, ya, awal bangun Katrina. Saya hari ni bangun awal. Saya bangun pukul 11. Hari ni tak ada siapa tanya, on the go dah mandi ke belum Selalunya gagah. Saya marah on the go sebab tak percaya. Saya, janganlah macam tu. Jangan macam tu.
But that was because they hot dropped, right? It was Rondo. What's gonna happen in Erangel? Like they get in a 9-player team or 9-team lobby, right?
On the go dah makan, belum makan. 2 slot lepas guys. Dah tahu on the go belum mandi. Belum mandi lagi guys. Bangun-bangun terus live ni.
Literally, right? So I mean, we've seen in other tournaments, right? Squads could randomly
2 slot je, ya, 2 slot lah. On the go dah tidur ke? Tak cukup tidur doh Kai. Tak cukup tidur.
It's like, oh my gosh, like really crazy.
Cepat lah start apa benda lah daripada tadi diorang borak.
So for the rest of these teams, we could see on average 6 elim, stuff like that. So
Sidai doh.
It's gonna get things scary. So, I mean, that's why I'm really
Belum conquer lagi. Total 2 map je ke 6 map. On the go dah bangun ke? Dah bangun dah.
So we can always see things come back. This is different, right? You really can't mess around here.
Alamak, diorang ni borak lagi panjang daripada game tadi doh. Gamenya 20 minit, boraknya 40 minit. Takkan nak cast diorang ni kot. Oh, dia ni peminat anime ni. Dekat belakang dia ada manga-manga dia. Mesti manga Dragon Ball. Mutiara Naga RM2.50. Tengok dari jauh pun dah tahu dah. Itu semua manga-manga tiruan. Oh, rumah dia ada kucing juga guys. Okay lah, dia ni kucing lover. Tapi kucing dia agak teruk juga kan. Tengok, dia cakar habis tu. Kau tengok ni. Dia cakar habis. Tak apalah, mentang-mentang diorang tengah buat kerja sini. Kita kacau-kacau juga. Korang tengok benda ni. Tengok kucing dia. Uish. Buas tu kucing dia ni. Kau tengok kucing dia. Uish. Ui, gila lah buasnya. Tengok tali tu semua terkeluar dah. Ni kucing buas ni, kena bahaya guys. Kucing saya gentle sikit. Tak adalah dia cakar sampai macam tu kan. Ni kucing buas tu.
Dude, that's where my really kind of like
Snack comeback doh, go. Ya, hari ni kita akan tengok dia main. Berapa total game dia main? 6. 6 game. 6 game. Guys, lapar.
Go center. I mean, that's old school. It's probably not going to fail you, right? You got to think though.
Agak-agak Malaysia boleh layak ke? Confirm layak ni.
Zone 4 through 3.
Confirm layak.
so many teams. If you get into engagement, the chances you getting thrown.
Bila nak start? Entahlah.
Right? This is in the bigger maps with 9 squads. Those
Diet tak boleh
odds
makan,
are a
baik.
lot lower.
Nasi ayam dulu.
So
Nasi
you
ayam not bad ke?
could
Itu ke? Nasi ayam guys.
fights, you know what I'm saying? And stretch it a little bit longer because the teams are probably not going to be there, and you could soak up some eliminations early, but then going out early would be bad. So it's different, right? And anytime you have something different, I just love to see how these players that are hunting down for money, right, just pull out all the stops to try and make something happen.
Alright guys, kita akan pergi ke map terkuat Malaysia pada kali ini. Kita akan ke Rango. Adakah Kurama akan keluar di map ini? Nampaknya tidak. Kita tiada. Kalau Kurama keluar, kalau memang sedap lah. Okey, jom. Rindu makan yang gepuk. Yang gepuk hantarlah Galaxy ke apa ke. Kau ni tak pernah hantar gift. Rose pun kau tak pernah hantar.
Really ruin my day for trying to get some more elimination points off the back of this. So I do wonder.
Tapi yang berikan gift, terima kasih, semoga dimurahkan rezeki yang berikan giftnya yang menjadi apa tu nama dia, yang oren-oren tu pun terima kasih. Semoga dimurahkan rezeki. Gula tu pula, jap saya nak order makanan jap. Ada orang yang tolonglah buka lagi. Dia buka. Dia closing soon, order sebelum 2.30, mantap lah.
In 16 teams, Zone 3, Zone 4, the third party's guaranteed. Like, it's coming, right? There's going to be some player rotating nearby. If you fight, that third party's coming. Here, it's not so much. You're right, though. If you do hear those shots, you're going to be a little bit extra safe. We're not going to see, I don't think we're going to see those crazy fourth parties we've seen in other tournaments here.
Air nak guys, air.
And every point matters. So I think if you're listening for those shots,
air mau guys,
you definitely got to go for it. But at the same time, it's just with this timing.
Honey
it's
lemon.
Just interesting to see. Once you get past this game, I think we'll have a better idea for sure.
Soya bean
I think right now,
asal jadi match ni tu kot. Janganlah cakap benda tu.
We're experimenting.
Jangan cakap macam tu.
We're pouring things into other
Kereta api lalu pun tak nampak, tak ada apa pun. Oi, apa tu? Oi, mak Indonesia. Ini mati tak hidup balik bang. Ui, barrel dengan pisau. Tapi itulah, Rosemary easy je. Ni Rosemary dapat ni guys. Confirm dapat ni. Dia tengah tunggu tu, tunggu peluru dia habis. Alah, Indonesia 2 orang hilang guys.
Over towards that northern side of things.
2 orang hilang.
This is a big deal for Indonesia. An even bigger deal in between the rivalry of Cambodia and Indonesia. I think there is something to be said here though, Hot Jukes. Cambodia knows Indonesia probably not someone they want to face off against in the future. They can hot draw them all the time. Go for it.
There's 9 teams. There's 9
Okay,
teams.
saya dah order makanan saya.
How do you land in the same area?
Dia orang DC tadi Indonesia.
It's Airgale. And what is this like?
Warning,
Zarki?
keep your live real time. Showing pre-recorded or loop video even when you talk over them and result on gift being suspended. Apa benda yang loop ni? Tak ada loop lah. Ini memang live. Aku kena flag dah guys.
I don't understand.
Indonesia lag tadi.
What's going on?
Dia remake ke?
Okay.
Dia remake ke?
Maybe it's like, all right, top 2, you know what we feel is the top 2
remake ke guys?
lobby. Let's just battle it out. Why not? But hey, thank you guys for making.
Alah, kenapa Malaysia pun tak minta remake masa chicken tu tadi? Cakap je lah lag. Dapatlah kita. Alah, sayangnya.
Indonesia is down a couple of players, which may mean that they're not going to get all that stuck.
The chicken rice shop.
4 minutes into
chicken rice and more. Bug.
Have to wait and see how things pan out.
The chicken rice shop.
Papua New Guinea.
Bukan sekadar nasi ayam. Bug.
I'm going to tell you, Struggle, you're going to be looking for a while. All right, I don't think anyone's out there.
No, he's got the VSS.
The chicken rice shop. Chicken rice and more.
No one
Bug. Sekejap guys Kenapa aku tak boleh mengorder?
You know what? I mean, this roster.
Pick 2.
Got some great names in it. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's gonna happen, and you never know who's gonna rise to the top and just explode on the scene.
I mean, they've got the cream of the crop here in Creamy, with Struggle and Suck Me. So it's a good squad. Good squad. Some names a little bit more unknown than others on that country, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with them.
Hello bang, hello. Power juga Papua. Power.
Real safe.
Memang power.
Right,
You veggie ke on the go? Saya tak veggie. Saya hari tu veggie sebab saya berkabung.
Keem didn't deserve that.
Tak ada pun remake. Remake tadi Indonesian like. Hello, saya demand remake. Asal dia orang tak remake. Indonesian like tadi, tolong remake. Asal dia tak remake, guys. Minta remake guys, minta remake. Apa ni tak remake? Kesian Indonesia. Sekarang kita perlu remake. Sebab Kim kan jatuh kan. Sekarang kita kena minta remake. Room lag. Betul ke room lag? Aku tak pasti kalau dia orang lag kat mana. Dia orang main server mana dah? Kesian dekat orang-orang Australia tu, mesti dia orang yang lag gila.
Getting sprayed down like that, it takes a fair bit of skill to make happen.
Rematch Indonesia Discord pula. DC tadi. Minta lah guys, request.
It's an unfortunate instance.
Request. Middle East, kalau Middle East susah doh. Semua akan like. Kalau dia buat dekat SE okey lah.
You gotta make sure you're locked in, especially
Tencent, lepas ni tournament SE ni bagi SSS je buat. Tak lag, tak sidai, laju. Cuma kadang-kadang adalah 1-2 hacker yang terlepas masuk tapi pro player tak ada. Lain kali bagi je SSS buat. Betul lah SSS sponsor, tak adalah ENC sponsor SSS. Kenapa buat baliknya? Bagi kami je buat lepas ni.
A little bit behind yours, I would say.
No, I think we're on the same place.
Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, you were just
orang pula kena main.
I like
Exactly. Hey, you know what? I have a feeling.
Tak nak tukar Seri, kau dah tanya berapa kali dah tu Seri? Aku pernah jawab banyak kali dah.
Well, what I will say, like
Rebelo.
is that you really had me believing in that moment. You were so confident.
Tak nak lah. Tak nak apa?
Apa yang kau tak nak? You should just carry on. You should tell me what you think is happening.
Those shots are happening, right?
Kau palau aku tu. Aku masalahnya kau hantar 1000 komen. Takkanlah aku nak baca semua 1000 Seri.
I'm assuming he's got a good knock. Maybe not. You know what? He's just warding off players.
Chicken ke Kimi? Boleh ni. Okay, aku rasa chicken ni. Aku rasa dia dah spoil lah untuk kita. Aku rasa dia dah spoil lah tu. Chicken ni aku rasa. Aku rasa ni chicken ni. Malaysia ada.
Who honestly did not have a terrible match last game.
Malaysia ada.
They came away with 7 points.
Jimmy semalam kat live kata dia tak main ENC ni. Betul ke?
I think there's some moments where I think that they could have been a little bit
Cik, lu banyak lagi game.
But for a team that has like quite a few players that I am unfamiliar with, and not to toot my own home, I've seen a lot of players in my time. But I would say that they honestly play fairly well. I was actually quite impressed.
Yeah, not a bad game one for sure. I think you gotta definitely hold your head up high here as we're gonna see Razy on the move. Let's go on with the collider. Let's see him send it from into a car.
Razy.
Nice touchdown.
Faster than on.
MYT mana tu? Dia select sikit, dia tak jarang tunjuk.
I actually don't know. I feel like maybe he would have been.
Dia jarang tunjuk.
With the sneakers on.
Sebenarnya hari ni aku banyak kerja, so mungkin aku akan reply wasabi kiri kanan depan belakang kejap guys. Korang jangan sedih pula. Sebab malam ni kita ada event Naruto. Korang dengar lagu Naruto sambil layan benda ni tak? Saya suka lagu Naruto ni. Dah alang-alang kita break kopi kanan, kita break full je lah kopi kanannya kan. Alang-alang. Alang-alang. Kenapa lah benda ni tak pernah hilang sekejap. Lagu Lagu ni harap-harap memberikan semangat kepada tim kita Semoga memberikan semangat berjuang yang baik kepada tim kita. Come on Bobby. Mana Malaysia? Okay, Kenny ada kat situ. Kita kekurangan satu orang player saja. Tapi Kim walaupun dia terbunuh, korang ingat Kim seorang IGL. So suara dia masih lagi sangat-sangat penting dalam permainan. So, kita harapkan yang terbaik dengan 3 orang player Kamera dia menyakitkan hati, benar. Best juga jadi seorang yang toxic. Observer lemah. Benda entah dia tunjuk dia jadinya. Last kali dia tunjuk juga Malaysia. Maksudnya Malaysia tak buat apa pun dia tunjuk. Lepas tu dia akan tunjuk masa last circle. Terima kasih tu. Itu pun tunjuk sekejap je. Sekarang ni ada 33 orang yang masih lagi hidup. 9 tim semua masih lengkap. Semua orang masih dalam permainan kita. Lepas satu tim keluar baru placement point akan masuk. Aku assume dia orang masih gunakan PMPL dan markah. Main sehari je kau jago. Ya, dengan cerita main 2 hari. Esok lusa.
Hey, but it was fun while it lasted, that's for sure.
Macam menang X. Kat YT ada juga, boleh tengok kat YT kak. Sekejap, kat YT aku punya check dulu. YT berapa ramai tengok? 47 orang tengok.
But now I think we're going to see exactly what I was talking about earlier. This team really taking their time waiting for those end zones.
Yeah, it's a shame we haven't really been able to look at the map so far. But overall,
aku lupa. Betul ke lagu semalam kena copy kanan sampai video dekat YT tu kena block?
we are probably looking at Eastern Shipbuilders towards this way. I don't think we'd expect teams to start congregating around this location so quickly. I mean, even opposite
Lah guys.
side where it's really
Live stream semalam memang betul-betul kena block tu.
not a place that you would fully commit
Sebab lagu ni aku rasa.
fairly certain
Kena
there's
block sebab lagu ni aku
heading
rasa.
in this direction. So yes, now
Semalam memang kena. Dia tak tunjuk overall kau tengok. Dia tak tunjuk overall tu. Okay lah, SSS better lah, SSS better. Ui, live stream semalam memang kena block tu.
Bolt action, I get excited.
So malam ni memang tak boleh buka lagu langsung kot masa live stream Naruto.
Do you get excited about the VSS though?
That's the question. Oh, the Philippines.
Kita kena cari kill tau. Kalau tak cari kill, kalau kita boleh kalah. Sebab tim-tim lain ambil risiko. Kena langgar je. Weh, power lah Philippines susah ni. Kalau diorang banyak kill, kalau kita boleh kalah ni. Sebab player tak ramai tau. Kita ada 9 tim je. So ada 36 player sahaja. So kalau dapat kill tu mau untung gila lah. Dan banyak tim yang dapatkan kill. Lagu Bluebird tu macam mana dok? Cuba nyanyikan sikit. Kita perlukan kill Fax Cry. Come on Fax Cry Bobby. Dua mau.
Okay, so now we got 8
Okay.
squads remaining.
Nice lah, nice.
Oh, what a shot from
Kau jangan main-main. Budak ni kalau dah panas kalau.
They were able to get the reset, but it looks like they are going to lose a player.
Gila tajam siut dia tembak.
Undoubtedly. I mean, Philippines, it would have been almost
Okay, satu kill.
too good if they were to get out of that situation.
Kita
with 4
delay ke?
players. Malaysia
Tak kan?
not wanting to make that happen though. Do get those good shots off like you were saying. Philippines will have to go on 3.
Sekejap, aku delay ke apa ni?
Circle,
Dia baru je tembak dengan berkualiti dan korang senyap je Bukan nak cakap wow hebatnya ke apa ke, tak ada. Malaysia dapat kill gila, semangatlah sikit. Ya, wow hebat, exactly. Korang buat, aku tak tahu lah korang ni ada perasaan ke tak pun. Ada perasaan ke tak ada sebenarnya. Dia tembak dengan 10 peluru dapat knock tu. Tak ada perasaan langsung gila. Sedihnya aku tengok korang ni. Baru bangun ke apa?
Yeah, the lake should be in for sure. So it looks
Wow,
like
baik.
Naya
Ya,
does get a
perasaan
feed
delay. Wow,
where
tahniah.
everyone's gonna
Wow.
be partying for sure. So it looks like we're gonna
Tak
get
boleh
some
move
urban
on daripada
finishes
kelas
here. That's
tadi.
gonna make things even more
Bagi lagu dulu on the go.
interesting,
Tak
as
nak
we're
kau
gonna
pergi
see the
kanan.
M1 Grand in the feed.
On the go pun boleh buat tu.
Shots
Itu
trying
memang
to
benar
pop
lah.
off
Aku pun
there.
boleh buat.
Looking
Semalam
over
aku baru
to
buat.
Malaysia, popping some shots
Facts,
onto
one more
the
facts.
Philippines.
Kali ni
Next
kami akan
frag.
bersedia untuk cakap wow.
Gonna go ahead and just rotate away from this one as they're trying to figure out the spot in this next zone.
Yeah, it's been interesting,
Pusing
right?
kan?
Because I think that you look
Dia
at
ni
some
memang
of
akan
these
sangat-sangat happy
countries
dengan
and how
collab
they
Naruto
play,
ni. Nama dia pun
and
cerah
then
Sengan.
you're thinking about some of the talents who we've, been part of in the
Sengan.
past. It's been
Padu
a long
on the go.
time
Wow,
since I've seen
chill.
people
Okay,
so
sabar
gung-ho
dah. Dah
on
habis
not
dah.
smoking their vehicles before
Dah
getting
habis.
into it in the
Next.
open. People are playing it pretty lackadaisical at the moment.
Aku nak minum air
Sometimes you
teh
just gotta
guys.
get out
Korang
of
nak air teh
Dodge,
tak?
dude. You know, smoke, no smoke.
Dah lama tak minum air
Get in the
teh
vehicle
sejak saya cut
and just
sugar.
blow up 'cause you didn't smoke it.
Yeah.
Teringin nak minum air teh ice.
Tends to be how it happens.
Wow,
There
padu
seems to be a
smoke.
lot of
Tak
free lives
smoke tak
going
payah
through.
lah. Nantilah bila kita chicken tu.
It's
Well, you
happening. I
see-
mean, I'm surprised we're seeing so many players out so early.
Yeah. Oh, well, what I will say is this. Right now, we have
AUS.
probably the most interesting
Australia.
match you'll see in a 90
Padu caster. Caster yang mana? Yang
country
Mak Saleh
lobby.
ke saya?
Is everyone's here in Yasnaya. So although it's going to be a little bit of a slow burner right at the start here, you do have to listen to just me and Hot Jukes waffle on about random
Wow,
stuff
game
the
apa
whole
ni?
time,
PUBG Mobile?
but you will be treated to a lovely spicy ending coming up fairly shortly.
Dude, it's so sick that we have this 9
Korang dah main ke
squad
mod
lobby and
Naruto
start
baru tu?
the
Puas
day
hati
off
tak?
with
Collab
a
baru ni?
victory
Yeah.
to win the game. You know
Adakah
what I'm
anda
saying?
berpuas
Like,
hati
it's
I
just-
didn't even
dengan
believe
collab
in
terbaru
Roland,
ini?
by the way.
You're like,
Happy
no
to
way.
say it. Happy to say it. I feel bad. I'll apologize to Razy next time I see him. But I did not believe that was the case.
Dah puas hati. On the go dah ada lesson creator ke?
Oh,
Ada?
man, he was the last
Wow,
one
Naruto
standing,
X
dude,
PUBG.
just clutched it up
Wow,
with
puas
the
hati, puas
S12K,
hati.
one
On the buat saya
victory,
gelap jap.
Yeah, beast.
and-
Buat kau gelap.
and just
Burger
one
apa
monster.
yang
Now we're seeing Yummy
sentiasa happy? Burger apa yang sentiasa happy? Bergembira.
But man, when's the last time you saw a straight up Yasnaya finish?
A while back. Honestly, a while
been a
back.
hot minute.
It
Yeah.
has been- it's
Bukit
been a
apa
hot
yang
minute
tak
indeed, but
boleh
I think right now it's
dipanjat?
only gonna get hotter here
Bukit
as
apa yang
things
tak
start
boleh
to
dipanjat langsung?
get into the
That's
rumble. I
impossible
prefer-
lah untuk kau panjat dia.
Nice.
Sangat-sangat
it's
impossible.
a bit- it's
Mustahil.
distraction up top.
Mustahil.
Hell is that? We
Faham?
don't know.
Mustahil.
To let
How-
people know that I could be fighting,
Ha,
trying
ya,
to push
dia,
this. You know what
dia
I'm
dah
saying?
gelak dah. Dia dah
Never mind.
sedih tadi.
Yeah.
Sekarang dia dah gelak nampak.
Goes.
Little bait Nate.
Yeah.
Itu je. Aku memang
I
pandai
either way
buat
it's
orang
confusing,
happy guys.
And,
Sebab tu ramai
confusing
wanita
does
suka dengan saya.
play into your advantage.
Ha.
One thing I want to say is Indonesia. They made the
Awak kan?
gamble early on, right?
Mustahil
To
kan?
head
Sebab dia
dead
hill kan?
central
Bukit kan
over
hill.
Yasnaya. I think that's a smart choice. You're down to two
Saya
players, you
mencuba,
gotta
saya
take a gamble
mencuba.
sometimes. They
Tapi
flipped
memang
the
saya
coin,
dilahirkan
called
memang
heads,
lawak
and it was
orangnya.
indeed heads when it fell. So I think for them,
Dia ni
really
terlihat
all they're
flex try.
looking
Dia
for
ni
in
dilahirkan
top
memang
three.
untuk jadi
Top three would be
Terminator.
fantastic. I don't know how
MY5
likely it's
ada
gonna
kau?
be
Jom
that,
tengok,
but
jom tengok,
again,
jom tengok.
I got to believe in this team. Right? I didn't believe in them last time. Now I've got to put my faith in them.
Okay.
That's what you got to do, especially right. You just had
Asap
a
banyak
crazy,
lubang, oi.
solid Rondo. So just put some points on the board, right? Hope that you get another good game under your belt and you're set, and don't lose 2 players off the rip in
Kita
a
dah circle.
9-squad lobby. There's too many spots
Yeah,
in the
tell 'em.
wide open.
You tell them.
Kenapa dia
It's
patah balik
crazy.
dari belakang?
So I did not expect a hot drop at all, you know?
Yeah. That feels like more of a
Oh, dia dah
camo
banyak
thing.
bagi sini.
I'm not gonna lie.
Ambil lah bagi yang siap tu sikit.
That did feel
Oh, ni
very
bagi tak ada
Cambodia,
tayar.
for sure.
Yeah, it was pretty
Bobby,
aggressive.
meletup ni, Bobby.
The players on that side are all
Okay,
aggressive
Bobby okay, Bobby
anyway.
okay. Bobby memahami.
So feels like it is just the country indeed, which is a nice personality to have here in the lobby. Something we can bring forward into the future. Hopefully, it keeps rearing its head.
Yang tak follow
Malaysia,
page jangan
though,
lupa untuk
looking
follow
outwards,
page
they
ya.
are right on the edge of the
Mungkin
circle
anda
after
ingat
number
anda dah
8.
follow, sebenarnya anda tak follow sebab ni bukan page on the go. Ni page screen saya saja. So tengok kalau korang dah follow ke tak, tengok kat belah atas tu dia ada button follow ke tak. Kalau ada ke mana korang tak follow lagi lah tu. Nampak ramai tak follow. Ren tak follow, Ice Stew tak Brodo,
Can he get a nice
tak
shot there
bodoh
on the
pula,
Chase
tak
Favorite
follow.
squad, just
Brother
trying
B
to
tak
drive in
follow,
the open,
Umar
but
tak
it's not gonna
follow.
work this late.
Mat Ayam jangan
One
menekan
thing
menekan.
though in
Tak ada
particular
yang
is,
follow
like,
ni
if
memang
you
kena
are the
menekan.
Cambodian
Sebab dia tak
team,
tahu.
And if you, in
Siapa
your
bodoh?
mind,
Bukan
you're just
bodoh, tak
thinking,
follow,
okay, the
tersilap,
biggest
silap.
threat in the lobby is Indonesia.
Tersilap.
If
Malu
we
nak
could
follow,
just do
follow.
anything to just hinder them early on,
Yeah.
we're gonna get a crazy
Okay.
amount of points. So
Satu
that's
lagi kill untuk
actually
kita.
not a bad strategy at all if that's what they're thinking.
That's what I was saying earlier, right? Is that for Cambodia, they know that Indonesia's a strong squad. If they've got the opportunity to take them out right now, they know.
Korang ni tak pandang tinggi dengan tim Malaysia ke apa, Caster? Kita orang pun kuat lah.
And Cambodia basically the Cerberus of the lobby, right?
Kami pun kuat.
Two-headed Hydra, if you will.
Mentang-mentang lah viewership dia kat IG ramai daripada Indonesia kan. Dia jilat Indonesia kau-kau dah tu.
In these future lobbies, without worrying about Indonesia.
Kami pun follow awak. Awak support kita orang jugalah.
For them, it makes a lot of sense. The team that probably knows a lot about their rotations already, a lot about where they
Stage
drop.
5, circle Yasnaya ramai dekat kota. Kalau circle tarik naik atas kat kawasan 8 tu mau
Countries
Sau.
here, I would say that Cambodia doesn't.
Malaysia lagi kawan tu ada dah. Kita ada 3 orang player.
Other than Indonesia.
Kita ada 3 orang player.
I mean, that's
Tapi
the
Bobby
case.
nyawa
I mean,
rendah
these
Bobby,
guys
grenade Bobby.
know what they're doing.
Tak kena.
Cut above the rest. You never know who could surprise us though. We could definitely
Timor
see a team come out of
Leste,
nowhere and sneak a spot or two
Cuba
away.
dia orang cuba mengkacau tim Malaysia daripada kecil ni.
But it's gonna be very difficult because Cambodia.
Okey, dah follow suruh baca komen. Mantap. Belakang on the go tu tulis apa tu? Belakang on the go. Oh, sorry. Aku tak perasan ni. Aku cover benda ni.
Influencers, but there was 2 pro squads there.
Oh.
Okay.
Ada sponsor.
Man, you can't make this comparison. This sounds
Dude,
bad already.
Hey, I'll say this.
Okay.
The
Say
2
what?
pro squads, once they realized it was each
Top
other,
2 je
they would
lepas,
try
guys.
hard, and once one of them was out, they busted out Winchesters.
Alah.
You know?
Timor
dominated
Leste,
the lobby.
boleh tak kau fight tempat lain lu?
This is
Kami
gonna
tak
be the
kacang
case
kau pun.
here, right? We still got some
Yeah.
great squads, but
Kenny, jangan Kenny. Nanti dia
you know,
tembak
if you
Kenny.
know that
Duduk
team's
situ je
definitely
Kenny.
a threat, and you could just, hey,
Duduk je
give them
situ
a
Kenny.
little
Kau
bit.
duduk je situ.
I mean, who knows? Maybe things might just be a little bit easier for you for the rest of the game.
Now, so you tell me that Top's going to twirl M1 360, one of the players from Indonesia? Okay.
Alah, mampus tak Kenny.
Hey, Brazy 1v3, all of us say. You know what I'm saying?
He's already done it. Yeah, true. Getting into these final moments now of the game. And I say final moments, we're probably still got about...
Kas tunggu.
minutes
Kita mana ada
left in this
casting?
game,
Kita buat party guys.
honestly.
Dan plus kalau 1,000 orang boleh kas 300 orang aku malas dah nak
New
kas.
Zealand though, man.
Korang bukan komen pun 1,000 orang walaupun orang tak komen nampak lah komen tu jalan sikit.
So far with a decent first match.
300 ni dengan komen jalan nak kas lagi.
Teams, I think honestly for Cambodia they just
Nobar
sort of
je,
forgot about
nobar
them, which
je.
was a
Ni
big
dah tengah
mistake 'cause
8.
Kiwis came out swinging from the sidelines.
Tapi saya dah order makanan dah. Saya suka nasi ayam kedai ni.
Good to see. But now they're a full 4-man squad in a really strong
MY
squad
top
here.
3 kas ni okey
Now
boleh,
we've
itu
pulled
boleh.
out the boxing gloves, so we're ready to go for the
Itu
knockout.
bisa. Semalam saya beli air ni tu guys. Dia buy one free one. Sedap gila air dia.
As
Saya beli kat Bila-Bila Mat.
are gonna ramp up
Dia
in the
air-
next couple minutes.
Air
Stage 6,
blueberry apa
plenty
benda
of
dia tulis kat tu
room
no
here. Normally
added
we'd see
sugar.
teams just
So aku
fighting like
assume
crazy
dia
now,
tak ada gula lah.
But since we did have a couple
Kat
squads
share
go
pun
out
senang lah aku nak
early,
share. Kat official PUBG tak live ke tak ada? Tak ada.
teams, or actually one squad go out
Ini
early,
pun live tak berlesen ni.
we're gonna see things slow
Sebab tu aku
down a
live kat
little bit.
sini.
Next
Bahaya
zone,
kan
things
kalau
should
live kat
definitely
pace benda.
spice or get heated
Saya
up
live kat
here
sini
for
sebab
sure.
bahaya. Kalau
Yeah,
tak
we're
bahaya
on the
saya live
gas
kat
zone,
pace saya je lah.
right?
Apa nak live
We're
kat
on
sini
the
betul tak?
flames.
Orang tengok makan
Point in
sukiya
time,
tak?
Malaysia.
Makan je.
With the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste, it's time to get gone.
Yami
Right.
mengendok dari tadi sebab dia
Center
punya
of
player
that
kan
pack
ramai
is
dah
getting
mati.
real hot.
Minimal top berapa tu go? Top 2.
Time to jump out,
Top
get in the kitchen,
2.
do some cooking for yourself. See how far.
Tapi kat sini siapa-siapa boleh menang sebab circle Yasnaya.
I do think it's difficult. It's difficult, right? You're trying to swing
Anybody
back
boleh.
on that southern side, very open. A lot of sight lines looking down that way. So for the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste, it's almost that thing that was talked about earlier, was in terms of the urgency, right?
On the go order
Right
makan apa?
now,
Nasi
I
ayam.
can see what they're doing. The thoughts are going
Saya order
through
nasi
their head
ayam,
real
guys.
fast at the moment, but you almost want
Kedai ni dia
to
bagus
less and
sebab
move
semua
more.
request saya dia memang akan ikut sebiji-sebiji.
Yeah, I would
Terus
agree.
saya minat
Like,
kedai
you
ni.
really need to start trying to
Leaderboard dia
crank
tak
up some of
letak.
those
Saya tak boleh buat
and
apa kalau dia tak letak leaderboard.
This circle though, man, a true Yasnaya finish. Haven't seen it
Malaysia
in a
masih
long
hidup ke?
time.
Masih hidup lagi.
And it's going to get so hectic towards the last second because the reason why we're not seeing so many shots again is just not that many teams in this
Yeah.
lobby. So the pressure is on, and this is also really tough because a lot of teams haven't fought at all. So they're going to be pretty cold going into these engagements. So it's going to be really about those first knocks.
And to be honest with you, man, I do feel for the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste here in terms of why they're not moving, right? There's 8 teams still left. You're out now, you're getting 1 point in terms of placements. You're almost hoping another team goes out before you, but I think at this stage of the game, there's still just enough presence, enough space. I think it's stage 7 if you've got...
Orang tolong kirakan leaderboard, please.
11 teams.
Weh,
It's a lot
korang
easier
ni
to
mengada lah. Tak
capitalize
ada.
quickly and try and
Susah lah
capitalize.
nak buat benda tu
8
semua
kills
korang
on
ni.
day 7. It's actually
Lain kali
it's
request
actually not a
awal-awal.
lot
Apa benda
for this
lah dia
kind of
orang ni pun tak
circuit.
buat.
It's not a
Kalau
lot,
tak nak
but it's
kill feed pun
basically
tak apa.
almost-
At least letaklah
Mommy!
leaderboard
And
kan.
that is a nice nade there from New Zealand. And now things are starting to crank up. Oh, barely ducking those shots though.
Apasan lah untuk go.
Look at that
Apasan.
follow-up nade. And let's see
Tak
if
sayang
he can hit it
cakap.
onto Yummy.
Mana ada sayang.
able to
Buat
do so.
leaderboard.
He's just trying to get a little bit more done here. Kiwis does go down though. It's a nade from upstairs, and sadly, we'll need to get the revive on that one.
Baldo.
That takes off some of the sidelines, right? Now you know
Meraju lah
two
si-
players
jangan
looking outwards,
raju.
so maybe someone makes a move in that
Dia pakai
instance.
baju
New
Akatsuki dok.
Zealand's position suddenly compromised, and what was such a strong spot at the start of the game.
NZL
It's
tu
got a
New
little bit
Zealand
of
ke?
momentum
Rasanya
going
New Zealand
forward.
lah.
Sky here will finish off Benny. That's from New Zealand. Like we said,
Cantik
the
negara
position
dia.
was now compromised with the Reds having to go through, and New Zealand suddenly losing
Macam mana lah
players.
negara yang ada musim sejuk boleh join kita main tournament dah.
Got Cambodia on the move now too, trying to move down from that hillside. Creeping little by little. Top's gonna be the last one to cross. And Chewy is just waiting for him, saying, dude, I dare you. I dare you to cross that wide open. It's gonna be up to this player from Gang X, yeah, to just kind of put some suppressive fire for his team. But now we're starting to see the shots ring out. There goes Yummy. He did step out of his hiding spot. And now he's starting to hold the line here. He's the last player up for his team.
Now Ray's going down a little bit
Phone
earlier.
dia sejuk ke memanjang?
Has to be like you say, that final bastion between
Kalau
the
dia main dekat
divisions for more
sana-
points, and so sad to have lived
Kan kalau main dalam aku rasa iyalah kalau main dekat sebab tu dia orang selalu blast aircon dekat tempat tournament kan.
Like you said, I mean, honestly, I said top 3.
So aku assume phone dia tak panas lah.
Top 4 here for Indonesia. That's probably what they're more looking at.
Observer ni haters Malaysia dia tak tahu Malaysia ada ramai view.
If they can get top 4, they'll be very happy. Yumi is still fairly central here, so I actually would say it's a pretty big possibility for him. It's just how well he can guard these stairs.
Yeah, he's gonna hold it. Yeah, he's dead center right now. So his whole goal is to just hold this stair. Oh, never. He's running out.
You're crazy.
Oh my goodness.
He's
like,
actually
no,
going for the res.
I want dead center. He's going for the res, and he's gonna get it. Wow.
I'm astonished that worked out. I imagine what's happening there is Racy's just calling back. It's like, no one's around me. No one's around me. What's happening? The fights are all on the outside. Let's just go for the res here. Honestly, as players start to move in here, teams are going to start getting cut down a lot here. Great move, though, from Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste. They're able to get in. It was a bit of a slow burn at the start there, but they found the angle of approach in the midst of all the chaos, all the action. Shaco takes a big hit, and honestly, Brunei, Darussalam, tough situation for them right now. Singan as well from the Philippines, also lying in wait versus Brunei.
Go. Things are starting up now as this is the last circle. So the zone is going to close into nothing. We're just going to see straight chaos in the next couple of minutes here. Bobby trying to get active and find some shots. Razy should be back up here, but now we're going to watch Brunei, Darussalam. The whole squad is here, and there's one player from the Philippines. That's a good nade. Just a little bit off the mark. Not able to catch Rebel, but Rebel is getting picked off here.
Yeah, I mean, the issue with that nade, though, Hot Chicks, is that it becomes very apparent that Brunei and Darussalam, they don't have a 100% lock on the locations of all the players in the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste.
Aku rasa dia orang pakai phone sendiri ni.
They're just on point. They've got the X-ray vision. I was joking.
Through the window, through the wall.
Sekejap, kita chicken ke guys dengan dua orang?
And now they're starting to press up. Oh, having to turn around here. Trying to wonder where the heck are these shots coming from.
Hello?
They're coming from every single direction.
Boleh letakkan meja tu ya bang?
Starting to get active
Alright,
here.
thank you.
Wrong. That's the wrong way to hit those shots. But oh, never mind. He's actually hitting them through the smoke. On the other side of things, Shins just gets knocked, and the MG3 is now in play.
Okay, so for Singan, although been lying in wait a long time, he has the right weapons for the job here with the MG3.
Yeah, Malaysia chicken
on board too. When players trying to move out here from the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste, should have it though.
Kita kasih tekan. Alright, sekarang ni kita dalam top 7 dengan tim Brunei baru je dikeluarkan rasanya. Ya, betul. Tim Filipino juga sekarang ni ada satu lagi player sahaja. Filipin last guy, Malaysia dengan 2 orang player, tapi Timor Leste daripada tadi mengacau hidup kita. Harap-harap mereka berjaya untuk menjatuhkan player dari Timor Leste ni cepat-cepat. Bobby Extra dengan 2 kill, Kenny dengan 1 kill. So kita sudah pun ada 3. Harap dia nampak ada orang kat atas bumbung. Tembak dia Bobby. Ada 2 orang kat atas bumbung tu sebenarnya. Okey, satu dah mati dah. So Bobby mesti ingat yang dia tengok tu yang mati. Top 6 tapi dia tak dapat kill. Tapi Indonesia sekarang ni akan balik grenade. Kena satu pada Extra. Extra boleh dibangunkan semua oleh seorang Bobby. Indonesia dah tak ada grenade kah? Dia tak ada grenade dah. Revive. Circle dah tak ada dah ni. Ni stage 9 ni, tak circle ni. Circle Mr. Bean guys. Adakah Fax akan ditinggalkan sahaja? Rasanya ya. 1v1 antara Yami dan juga Bobby dan juga Yami. Alah, ada Rezi ni perosak tim Malaysia pada ketika ini. Terambul berapa? 4 poin plus 3, 7 poin. 14 poin guys. Tak cekkan guys. Tapi good try. Top 4. Tapi itulah, kita kena dapat nombor 2 ni masalahnya. Indonesia 2 kali dah dia merosakkan peluang kita. Come on lah, salam serumpun lah Indonesia. Tolong. Indonesia, jangan bunuh kami Indonesia. Total 6 map. Total 6 map guys. Stress dia macam.
Fairly incredible. So we going from a first place to a second place despite all the shenanigans at the start of that game.
Stress guys, stress.
Indonesia's going to be super proud right now.
I mean, that's crazy. Losing 2 players early on, not to mention Reezy getting knocked. I was like, okay, for sure he's done.
The
right?
chicken rice shop.
Yumi's in a great spot.
Chicken rice and more.
Bug.
Bug.
Says, I am gonna cross this wide open range and I'm gonna get.
Macam layak. Kena ada satu game yang kuat. Dia kena ada satu game yang dia dapat chicken lah. Dia kena wajib dapat chicken lah.
We'll say thank you to you guys for continuing to watch. In the meantime, we're going to have a short break and we're back soon with the final match of
Ada break pula, berapa minit? 2 minit lagi? Ke 10 minit? Oh, dia bagi highlight dulu. Macam berapa minit? Tapi sayang tapi itulah, walaupun dia hilang Rosemary awal, dia masih lagi berjaya sampai ujung-ujung circle. Kita map 2 sekarang. Aku tak tahu kenapa hari ni Grab punya orang ni dia hantar makanan tapi dia tak hantar gambar. Muzik yang agak berkualiti tinggi juga ada bunyi PNG tu Penang ke? Bukan, PNG tu nama file, macam file PNG JPEG tu kan. So dia nama file PNG. Woi, 5 minit tadi 2 minit, sekarang 5 minit. Lepas ni 8 minit. Pergilah guys, makan dulu. Korang dah solat ke? Ada satu lagi solat kan? Pukul 21 ni ada solat kan? Solat apa? Isyak Isyak ke? Bukan Isyak. Isyak lepas maghrib. Zohor. Over tak bagi. Pergilah semayang Zohor tu dulu. Rank apa dah Malaysia juga? Kau dalam top 5 kot. Kita dalam top 5 kot. Kita kira kan. Isyak malam tu. Silap. Zohor. Pergilah guys, malam Zohor dulu. Okay. Saya nak tutup kamera dan korang tengok dulu.
Welcome back. We're here at map number 3, coming at you very, very shortly. We just came off of 2 incredible games, and we will have our overall match rankings available soon too, so we get to see exactly where the points do lie. I'm not going to spoil anything because I can see them right now, but I'm going to make you wait because I'm that kind of guy.
Hey, let's go. Hey, we're going to take our time with it. And
our producer's not that kind of guy, though. Ashley's just throwing it up. Okay, damn. All right, Cambodia, 37. Right, he's not on the vibe. That's fine. That's fine. Now I seem like the bad guy. What the hell?
Dude, I love it. Dude, these guys are the bad guys, though. Look at this. Cambodia, Indonesia with already pulling out a lead, dude. This is crazy. Yeah, 13-point lead over third place. Remember, it's top 2 that move forward. And so Papua New Guinea need to start becoming the big papas of the lobby and go crazy in this next game.
Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. They're not doing. I mean, when I look at them play, I'm not unhappy with their performance. That's like a very, very new team. I think that you're going against some of the best squads in the world right now, some of the best countries in the world with Cambodia, Indonesia. I would almost go as far to say that putting Cambodia and Indonesia versus other teams is almost unfair, but that's just the way it goes, right? Some countries produce better talents than others, and we are seeing that right here, right now, at the start of the ENC PUBG Mobile qualifiers, and this is how it's going to be throughout. There are definitely, when you go look at ECA, oh my God, there's some squads over there. But right now it's all Cambodia, Indonesia right now, hot juice, which is fair enough. But I think that I was sort of expecting for Indonesia to be in first.
For sure, but the fact that they're in second this close after losing 2 players in the second game is pretty wild, right?
Yeah. Cambodia's like, all right, I guess you can get it.
Why not? I thought we had you, but I guess you don't, because somehow you still come out in a really good position. So, yeah, I mean, hey, they got the lead right now. Cambodia are big chillin' with a 20-point lead over third place. So, again, with 9 teams, I'm going to say it for, once again here because it's relevant. The chances of getting a 20 elimination game are practically 0. That's like wiping out the whole lobby by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's really interesting. It's really interesting to think.
Yeah, I think for at least Cambodia right now, I don't see them getting knocked off from at least the top 2. I do want to highlight some other countries though. I think New Zealand's doing incredibly good right now. I think that for them, this is a real step up in terms of performance for the country. I think New Zealand has definitely some untapped talent over there. And working together as a team too. I think that's always a really hard thing to do. I think that more so when you look at some of the top players from around the world, sometimes ego can get in the way a little bit. There's some clashes in terms of what someone wants to do and what someone else wants to do and what tournament they won and what tournament they didn't win.
Yeah.
But here for New Zealand, it's a nice fresh slate for them, right? We get to just take a look at this game. We've had a couple of months scrimming beforehand, and I think they're showing us some good stuff here. So for New Zealand, a big round of applause for them.
Let's go, right? Hey, especially Kiwis, looking at him, making something happen for his squad, and it's always so good because I've always said it, like there's some players that we've never heard of that would probably destroy even some of the top players on the planet. We know they gotta be out there. Those diamonds in the rough. They exist. You know what I'm saying? It's just, when are we gonna finally see them step onto the scene and check out the way they lean? And it's unfortunate that we don't get to see it so often, but this is a great opportunity here for sure. So it's just so interesting to think that in a normal 64 team, taking out 20% of the lobby is 20 eliminations, right? No, actually it's 12, right? It's 12, right? So here that's 6. Okay, so it just goes to show that
I'm pretending to do the math in my head, but I'm not. Right? This is all on you.
This is on me, right? And the reason why I think we saw such a crazy last game is just because of the fact that it was Yasnaya.
Yes.
We had Rondo and we had Yasnaya, right? So it's
Yeah,
like
we got a royal treat.
we got a straight up treat, right? So when we get an open field finish, I think it's gonna be just like the opposite, dude. Like, I think the top team is walking away with 5-6 eliminations.
It's going to be pretty ratty. I think that's probably the best way to put it, honestly. Yeah. I think for Indonesia, at least, they are not going down easy at all. Cambodia is probably realizing that at this point. Maybe we'll try not to mess around with them too much next game. Again, I do want to come back to just ENC as a whole, honestly, which is it's a fantastic initiative here, as well as a really nice thing to see in terms of countries going up against each other for PUBG Mobile in particular. Because you were talking about, these players exist, right? They maybe don't get enough screen time, but more so than anything, ENC is an unbelievably good scouting ground for so many teams around the world to be able to look at singular players and be like, I've never seen this guy before. All right. He's kind of sick with it. We should maybe get him on the team. So I think that not only is this about pride for countries, it's also a really good place to put your name on the map, which is why some of these players are really pushing it. I mean, Kiwis, great example from that first game. That's a really nice performance coming out from the water. Not easy to do versus Cambodia.
No, not at all. I mean, that's just so interesting, right? Is you never know what's going to happen, and we're going to see these teams enter Aaron Gale once again with a nice diagonal playing path here. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, dude, it's so crazy, right? Because you're going to see countrymen play together. And who knows, right? You could be like, yeah, he's sick with it. He's right next to you. You never know. He could be living right down the street from you. And you could just be like, you know what, dude? We've eaten at the same places. We have that synergy. Join me, brother, right? Join me on my team. It's totally possible.
I mean, that's why I like to think, when I go to events, I'm like, maybe Rosemary ate here. Maybe Paraboy ate here once upon a time. And then, that makes you feel good.
You know what? I actually had a moment like that where
really
I found out a guy lived like right down the street from me, and it was in the craziest way.
Oh, I think you're telling me the story.
Yeah,
with
I'll say the story.
Lightning strikes.
Exactly.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So we were playing a game of PUBG Mobile, and I had been playing. He's a professional North American player by the name of Juancho. Okay, and we're playing a game together, and it was storming at my house, and it was just raining like crazy. And I'm like, Dad, it's raining so wild. And he was like, man, at my house too. And all of a sudden, a lightning struck. The thunder was so loud it shook my house. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then, he had a little slower internet. So there was like a half-second delay. But it was like, oh my gosh. And we were like, what? I was like, dude, what are the odds that the thunder struck at the same time in different places? I was like, dude, where do you live? So behold, a minute down the street from me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, apa jadi?
I think it is crazy how these things do happen a lot of times.
Baru je pergi ambil makanan.
But for you, it was actually a professional player.
Saya membeli
Juancho,
air Red Bull,
who's a cool guy,
zero
honestly.
sugar.
Not to be mistaken with Juan Allen, completely different
Yang saya
player
tak tahu sedap atau
entirely.
sedap.
Fantastic though, similar skill levels.
Yeah. Juan Allen, very dangerous when it comes to like the underground side of PUBG Mobile,
Yeah.
But when you're on the up and up,
Not bad.
Juancho definitely makes it happen. And we're going to see some of these new players make it happen for sure. As we're already seeing another hot drop with 9 teams in the lobby. It's Pachiki. Let's go.
Yeah, it is interesting.
I mean kan, aku rasa PUBG kena buat rule set lah. Kalau memang sampai 10 tim, 9 tim main, janganlah buang masa main Rondo, Miramar, Erangel. Kan ada Livik, kan ada Nusa. Main je lah kat Livik ke, kat Nusa ke kan. Macam tournament hari tu. Inilah map punya besar, dia gedebuk macam ni. Dia letak 9 tim, bila nak habisnya kan? Kadang-kadang dia orang ni pelik-pelik je dia orang buat during mid division. Kau buat tournament 9 tim tu pun dah pelik lah. Untuk fix kepelikan tu ambil lah map lain. Livik tu pun bukannya tak pernah main secara profesional. Ada je tournament profesional main Livik kan. Letak je lah kat Livik tu. Kalau tak Karakin pun okey.
Is the fact that with 9 players, right, if one team goes out, they end up with 0 points. And that's the only team that doesn't get placement points, right? So top 8 are getting at least something on the side of placement points. So you just want to make sure you're not the first one out of this game. So
PA
he can put at least something
Papua,
on the
Papua
board.
New Guinea.
But yeah, with this hot drop happening, it's a super fair fight. We're not going to see a third party here. So, Suckme better run away because he got lit up.
And he did. Sokmi gonna have to send himself gone. And Sokmi is down.
And out.
Pretty rough. Down and out. Not a good time for Sokmi there. Papua New Guinea. A bit of a struggle bus here. Yeah, they are struggling. They really are struggling.
Very unfortunate. See if one of his teammates can make something happen here. As Creamy's got the bison. That Molotov getting a little bit too close for comfort, though. Blythe has an angle from this roof. Baldovi, oh, he shot. Okay, so he's going to give away his position for sure. Well, what can Papua New Guinea do? I have a good feeling we're going to be on this fight for a hot minute.
Bro, the observers, they're looking for anything.
They're like, ain't nothing else happening right now.
They're grasping. This is entertainment right now. This is what we want to see. Marcaset up on top side for Singam with the Tommy gun. We'll find Blythe, and that leads Papua New Guinea into a bad situation here. You can already see them. They're starting to push up. Immediately, the wings spreading from the back of the Philippines as they fly into action.
Nice shots. Better watch out, though. Okay, Creamy gets taken out, and this is all over here. For the possible one situation, if they're able to get there in time, it looks like, yeah, they are going to be able to. So 4v1, that is how you do it. Papua New Guinea with the donut. 0 points. That has got to hurt.
But man, all I'm going to say is, I think you jinxed them. I think you jinxed them a little bit. Don't find them getting 0 points. You talked about 9th place getting 0 points. Quite a lot that last segment. And then you put all that on Papua New Guinea, man. You really put that bad juju on them.
I mean, dude, they had, what, 2 points going into this game? You know what I'm saying? I think they kind of put that on themselves.
Oh, I love these good straight clap back.
What are you going to do, man? You know?
Yeah,
you know what? I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be serious, okay, guys? Like, when I see new teams and I see new players come off, 3 games in with 2 points, and one of your players' name is Suckme, you know? I'm like, maybe
it wasn't meant to be.
Maybe, you know, we didn't come in as prepared as we should have.
Yeah, possibly. One of your players called Struggle as well. Yeah. Look, man, this is a hard stage to play on. It really is. But for Papua New Guinea, just has not worked out this time. There is still going to be games left to play. We're just going to be watching 3 matches here before we pass things off over towards Southeast Asia. South Asia, sorry. Which should be fun to watch because I believe, I'm not mistaken, it's 5 teams?
Yeah.
Kimi, kau memang tak main langsung ke apa ni, Kimi?
No, wait, no, 8 teams left, right?
No, for the next segment.
Luke Boy, kau umur berapa tu, Luke Boy?
Watching 1 to 3 here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I'm so excited for that. Honestly, I can't wait, dude. 5 teams in East versus South Asia. It's only going to be 5 squads. That is going to be just a blast.
Esok ada lagi kan?
Yep, should be good.
Esok ada lagi kan?
We got to put in perspective that, you know, you're getting 5th place. You're getting placement points every time.
Every time.
It's going to be good. We probably just... Well, yeah.
Tak adalah tournament ni, placement point tak penting sangat sebab semua orang akan dapat placement point.
Hey, at least you won't have 0 points. At least you won't have 0 points.
Seorang aja dapat, as long kita bukan flying too soon, okay.
Dude, as a matter of fact, you're guaranteed
2 hari, 2 hari, 12
Actually, no, you're
game.
gonna beat Papua New Guinea. Yeah.
Gini, suruh dia main Livik boleh tak gini?
Yeah, 100. Just play. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like that test where you sign your name and you automatically get points. You know what I'm saying?
It's
the
Kimi,
same thing here when it comes to
SSS semi lepas kan? Ke kau orang tak lepas
That's tough.
Aku pun lupa nak check.
It is
Kau orang lepas
Hey, at least to know that, hey, you know what, my team is my wherever I'm, even if
Tak
we got 0
lepas.
eliminations, 0
Alahai.
points, you're
Lepas,
like, hey,
lepas.
we're not gonna be the last place team or region, right?
Sejujurnya aku lebih excited pasal SSS daripada tournament ni dah. Just sebab pilihan map dia.
Hot Jukes.
What's up?
Oh, you're back. Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
Kamu tak guna
You
set.
cut out this time.
Hey,
Damn.
hey, it happens.
We're sharing it. We're sharing it.
Sometimes you gotta just take a moment of silence, whether it's forced or not.
I could, what I could do, right, is I could head down to the local DIY store.
Oh,
I
okay.
could pick a really, really long piece of string.
Esok, ingatkan hari ni. Esok. Kita start esok. Sebab malam ni kita ada event Naruto tu.
A couple of cups. You know, we could do it like that if you wanted.
Kau bukan
Dude,
muda
I'm
mana?
Do you think
down.
that travel? Do you think that travel? Texas
Transfer
to the
window kan
UK?
tak tutup lagi, Luke boy. Carilah
I
team.
think we
Main
may,
TMPL
It
dapatkan
was really taut.
pengalaman.
It was really taut.
Dan next season
We pulled it
bila
real
dah
tight.
rebate
It was
balik top
perfectly
class, main team tu
distant.
lagi kuat.
Yeah,
Pergilah
you're
cari
gonna
team.
have to, but then it might loosen
Nak
up
cakap
because you
kau
have
ni
to
lemah
like
tak lemah mana
talk
pun
into
kan.
the string and then put your
Show
ear
match
to
tu
it,
malam
right?
ni, ya malam ni. Show match
Yeah, I
malam
pulled
ni.
it.
That could cause a little bit of lag.
I have some good grip
Tengah
strength on
stress
that-
juga
on that
pada show
string
match
there.
tu.
Trust me.
I believe it. We'll make it
Yeah.
some
Hari ni,
interference with
hari
some
ni
interference.
Damrut main ya
quail
malam ni
or
show match
something.
dia
Who
main.
knows, you know?
Tengok kalau dah lepas ke tak.
Wait a minute. I'm picking up. I'm picking.
Tak ada
more song
rezeki.
right
Kau kena rajin pergi tanya lah siapa-siapa nak try out ke apa ke. Jadi
Go
super
ahead
sub
and
pun
pull that
jadi
string
super
a
sub
little bit
je lah.
tighter. See if we could
Can we fix
lock
Nanti
it?
ada lah
this
peluang
in.
main tu.
Oh my goodness. Where do
Kalau
you think the zone is? Where
on
do you
tu
think
kalau
the zone
next
is right
event
now?
ada
You
show
can
match
see the end of
recommendkan
the
saya
circle.
nak join juga. Boleh.
Ooh, test.
Boleh sangat.
Test time.
Best time.
Nanti aku bagi tahu nama kau.
Oh, I want to say like
Aku ambil gambar siap-siap.
apartments.
Aku hantar
in
sekarang juga.
school. That's what I'm feeling.
Okay. I'm thinking we're definitely close. I think it's like Potato Hill. You know?
Bukan dah
Oh, you
tutup
think
ke?
so?
Oh dah tutup dah ke?
Potato
Alah.
Hill's like dead,
We're
dead
taking-
center.
Aku tak
We're
tahu dah
taking
tutup.
bets.
Ingat tak tutup
We're
ni.
taking bets. What do you guys think in the chat?
Terlepas
Where do you
peluang
think
kau.
the zone is? By looking at that mini map right there, you can see the bottom of the circle is
Yeah.
where Rosemary is. Rosemary is making sure there's nobody crossing this bridge. Crazy.
Boringnya
Pin
awal-awal
the
game.
rosemary on the center
Oh
of the zone.
87 lah. Salah
That's,
terlepas.
that's what I want to see.
Yeah. Now, if you can guess the zone by looking at this mini map,
Mizi masuk live stream kita siut.
You're gaming.
welcome to the
You're
studio,
gaming.
Mizi. Idola gadis-gadis dan juga jantan-jantan
Oh,
yang
Yeah, I don't know.
yang
I'm feeling
membengkok.
like
Uish,
apartments.
Mizi
Apartments
sekarang
cool.
ni menjadi pilihan
Yeah.
lelaki-lelaki
you
juga tau.
might be correct. You might be
Untuk
correct.
pasal lagu Bluebird, kau nak aku
I
kena
don't know.
ban ke apa?
I feel wrong. I do feel wrong.
Kau nak masuk show match tu
okay,
semua tu.
it's
Itu
not
orang
that
random
anymore.
dipilih je.
That's
It's
for
not
sure.
that anymore. That's feeling
Puas
like
cari kat mana live.
Southeast Everest.
Aku dah letak dekat
It's feeling
story
very
tu.
Gatka-y, you know?
Guys, Mizi in the
Yeah.
house guys.
Yeah. Gackery.
Wow,
You know,
Mizi
I
gila.
have used that phrase in the past. I'm gonna let you.
Lelaki idaman
Thank you.
ramai
Yeah.
ramai perempuan dan lelaki juga sekarang ni aku dengar
acceptable
cerita.
terminology for PUBG Mobile.
Yes.
Hati-hati
It
doh,
smells of
Mizi
Gatka.
It stinks of Gacko.
Cepat-cepat
man.
lah kahwin tu.
Yes, it
Damn.
does.
The tractors are out in force today.
Oh,
Okay,
look
jumper
at
dah bangun dah.
Now, this is a strategy. from New
Okay.
Zealand.
Sekejap guys, aku kena borak dengan jumper
Everyone
jap.
enlighten us.
Korang
Get
doakan
there
je lah
early,
tim Malaysia
you
ni
know what I'm
chicken
saying? Just straight lay down.
Kalau dia chicken, kalau dia
Get to
chicken
the
lah.
end game. Get the guaranteed
Sekejap, once
placement points.
jumper jawab telefon je, saya akan gerak sebab saya kena call dia
The
borak
thing
dengan
is,
dia
though,
jap.
for New Zealand, they got to work harder for
korang
this, right?
tunggu sebentar.
He's got to start
Okay, sekejap
pumping
kejap
the
guys
gas.
Sekejap kau datang balik.
because you are still 13 points behind Indonesia.
Sekejap.
I don't
Yep.
see Indonesia letting up anytime soon. You know what I think it is? I think they've changed the camera angle on the
Oh.
on the observing. Yeah. 'Cause it feels almost like Steadicam.
Yeah, it does, right?
Do you know what I mean?
I
You
do
feel
know
it?
exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Okay. I think we solved it. We've solved the the car weirdness.
Yeah, that's why it feels very hovery, especially this
Yeah.
one.
Oh, this one's super hovery.
Yeah.
Oh, we are lucky. I just need a team to go center, and then I can kind of guess from there.
It's getting close, dude. I'm telling you, it definitely. I'm feeling that chopsticks is right there.
I can taste it.
You can taste it. Oh, look, Gatka. Okay, we can see the edge. It's gotta be Gatka area. Yeah, it's gotta be like just that open field right there, just south of those buildings.
Maybe you kind of bang on with Potato Hill earlier, though. Really, with where it was like kind of heading towards. But you also have once again jinxed us, where you're saying field ending gonna be a nightmare, and
Oh, dude, it's gonna be brutal.
It does feel like we're going towards a field ending. Cambodia's in Gakka. So they also felt this was quite Gakkery, which also means that this team understands the center of the circle. So, yeah, likely Chopsticks going to be definitely a focal point of the circle. They have an off angle here as well. Personally, I would like to see them tighten this up maybe towards stage 5. I've seen this kind of play like fall through the gap so many times, Hot Jukes. It's really aggro.
Yeah, they feel something's off though with this lobby though, because they're rocking a 2-1-1 split. That's crazy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think that they're just like, you know what? Let's just apply pressure with our weapons and catch some of these, some of these teams that aren't really well versed in these positions off guard, and just dominate this circle. But you are right. I mean, they are so dang split up. If one team just decides to just send it on center, they're screwed.
Yeah, because if you're dropping over towards like the ditch around Chopsticks, like that's quite an easy place to aggress onto versus just 2 players in there. When you don't have an instant like approach where a vehicle comes in, you got 4 guns looking towards it as soon as it enters. Yeah, you might even catch one on the approach, and then you're just down to a 1v3 or something like that. It's tough. So I think Cambodia might switch things up a little bit later here. We do head over towards stage 4, and Circle moves further over towards that western side. Australia currently in a decent spot, actually. This little cluster of buildings that sits across the field. Very, very nice position to play. Sometimes a little bit difficult to defend from that eastern side, but typically, as long as you can force teams over towards those sporadic buildings, a lot of times the other team's lobby will do the work for you.
Yeah, that building is solid. It's just weak to this hill right here. That's the only place they got to worry about. And we are going to see Malaysia keep an eye on there. Okay, all right. So we did see a couple team, the New Zealand squad, head on over to Chopsticks. Cambodia is right there. They're going to give up that dip, actually. And Nang X actually goes down. Top goes down as well. So Cambodia, I thought they were going to give this up. They didn't. And now they end up losing a couple players, but they are able to get the better of them after all. Actually, one.
I mean, this is what we're... Ooh, Indonesia
Hovercraft!
Back in. Hovercraft comes through. Raisy's up first. Provides all the information across. Yumi drops out, but immediately gets blasted back here. Sky holding on for dear life. The van going extremely low. Sky looking to finish things off, but it's Rosemary, the big dog on the team, looking to finish things off right now. And Snake, for the off angle, will finally put that Hydra down. A little bit of a scary situation here for Indonesia, but a good capitalization of the immediate panic from Cambodia. And we said this, right? They were so split. A team drops on you there. Suddenly all goes wrong. And, we weren't far off from the truth.
And that was the perfect situation for Indonesia because they took out Cambodia, who's currently sitting in first place with a 7-point lead prior to going into this game. So they sensed it, right? They're like, hey, you know what? If this is where they are, let's get this third party going. They saw them in the elimination feed. Let's take them out, and then we're going to dominate the center circle. Indonesia looking to rocket launch themselves into first place, and it definitely looks like they're going to do it.
Again, for Cambodia, they got to be really careful right now going forward, because for Indonesia, as soon as they see their team ID spring up in the elimination feed, they are gunning it towards where those gunshots are coming from, because they know that that team is probably one of the few squads inside of this lobby that can be a real problem for them. So for Cambodia, I think that, yeah, they can play it laissez-faire a little bit overall, but you have to be careful, because as soon as Indonesia smells the blood in the water, they are going to be circling.
Dude, that is such a great point. And you know what? Especially considering that this lobby is so small, it's going to be so dang easy to discern which teams are fighting, right? Because, I mean, you're going to hear like one fight off in the distance. You see the feed go off. Okay, you know who it is. You know what I'm saying? In a normal lobby, there's so much chaos, shots ringing out everywhere. It's a lot more difficult to like think, okay, was that coming from, is this fight going on with these two teams or these two teams? Here, it's like, it's guaranteed. Like, yeah, that was the only fight happening. Like, okay, Cambodia is right here. Let's make it happen.
Absolutely. And that comes back to our point from earlier where we were kind of discussing the difference, like whether third parties are happening or will they not. And it seems like they absolutely are, because teams just aren't there quick enough Philippines for Singan, who came out really strong last game with the MG3, goes down to the barest, slimmest amount of HP available, sticks himself up against the cupboards and hopefully holds on. The final player is dispatched by the rest of the Philippines, and they are now right on the edge of the circle. Malaysia, honestly, kind of interesting. They didn't try and jump on that opportunity over on the eastern side there. You can see on the mini-map, but it looks like they're going now. Is it too late? Will the regroup come through? Nade out the window. That might be enough to delay.
Here goes Specs crying. Jump it through. You cannot jump in that window. You're going to get punished every single time. Musingan with the DBS up close and personal. That Molotov is starting to spread. He's going to jump on that box, though. Massacre jumping out the building, getting popped as well. Players going down all over the place as Malaysia's trying to make something happen. But look at that play, jumping out the window. The Philippines holding this building strong.
Really, really good off angle there from Baldov. Just on the edge of the building as well.
What happened?
Team, I think, Chewy went kind of crazy from Brunei Darussalam. I think he exploded one of the vehicles. It just annihilated the entire team.
They were looking so good.
I think the observers were confused.
Even I was like, wait, where did the Philippines go? It's just like it was like a magic trick. All of a sudden, just absolutely out of there. And now we got Rosemary. 3 eliminations, just put points on the board.
It's like, now you see me, now you don't goes wrong. Unfortunate for the Philippines after what was a pretty amazing hold on their side. Absolutely put the bars on the windows, but was not enough when it came to vehicles exploding. Fire still singed on through. Yeah.
Oh, Yumi. Now, as Rosemary missing some tires, going real slow, but is able to make it on over to his team. An open field finish after all. 14 players remaining. So it's going to be all up. And yeah, look at this. Even though Indonesia has a great spot, only 3 eliminations.
Yeah, I mean, the eliminations a lot. I think most of the points that are going to come through for these squads is going to be that chicken dinner. 10 points is so incredibly good. So getting 4 players towards that late game, actually very, very important here. Like you said earlier, the eliminations just don't count for them right now. I think that'll be even more important in the next group we head over towards with East South Asia, where you absolutely do want the chicken dinner. There's just not enough eliminations. It's going to be very slow, I imagine.
Oh, man, it's going to be old school, like Season 1, Season 2, where remember when, like,
30
placement points were 30? Yeah. It's going to be, like, the same thing, but with 10.
Yeah. But that'll still be juicy. That'll be still very, very juicy.
It's going to be juicy. I'm excited. Let's go. Who's going to win this game, though? Hey, Tractor Power. Kenny.
Yeah, we got the V going on here. I mean, I'd like to see Indonesia take this one again. I mean, they can move up. They've got buildings to play off the back of, but it's a hard push. It's a hard push for them. They are undoubtedly the most skilled inside of this final lobby here, as Brunei Rong will go down.
They're hunting down eliminations. They realize just how important they are. Yumi just putting that nice suppressive fire with that lay down, trying to catch him in the smoke. He's dancing. They're getting hit markers on him, and Chewy just wasn't able to make it happen. And that's actually going to be Malaysia there getting that point.
It's actually very, very important right now that Indonesia does find these knocks and flushes over towards Brunei Darussalam, because it opens up the northern side, right? If Indonesia can start to swing out towards that north side, they can put the road between them, Malaysia, as well as I think it's Australia down there as well. And I think that for them, that's a really, really big deal. So for Indonesia, they are desperate to clear these teams.
Keen is peeking his head out very far.
Yeah.
But it's working for now, because Indonesia is just trying to get out of there. So they're not putting any shots back on the field. But here they go with the push. Now we're going to see it happen as they're crossing the street, and this side is wide open. So they should be able to just hold this area for now.
Yeah, head over towards Ice Cream. We'll hold this out for the time being. That's a nasty nade. It means just to go back inside. But again, this is what makes this place very, very strong. It is hard to nade out that spot. It's not always the most preferable location to play in terms of security, but in terms of survival, it's very nice. So for Indonesia, they've had a clear plan from from the start of this game. Not quite able to remove the entirety of Brunei through Asylum, but they still have time. They have a lot of time to work with here. They have clear ideas of where everyone's playing now. Down to Australia, as well as Malaysia versus Indonesia.
They have the best position in this game, but right now their biggest threat is going to be Indonesia. As Rosemary's got 4, they are starting to run through. Oh, using the team assist feature there, putting Yumi up on top. I like that. She might be able to. There's no way he's gonna. Not batting.
Snake moves forward, throws a nade, looks like a bit of a tag back, and unfortunately, not able to value that initial nade there to get those towards the end game. Some soft jabs here and there. Circle does move forward towards the high side of the heat. This does absolutely favor the Aussies as well as Malaysia.
That's crazy. Drake literally stood his full body right there. Wow. You gotta have that confidence, right, when you're dead center. That's pretty wild. Yeah, I mean, right in those situations. Rosemary now making things happen. Looks like he did rotate away to get a home angle. He's gonna be throwing this great, and it's gonna be pretty disgusting. He's gonna throw a smoke right in front of him. That's gonna be a tough one. The rest of his team are trying to push the Australians. They gotta be careful.
Good damage over towards Triggs on the high ground, but another nade from Yumi. They doubled up on that one. Great to see. They know where the next player is. Moosey's just about pulled the pin on that. It heads towards the back of the building. Good damage. We'll find Razy.
Got him. He got one. Now it's up to Yumi. He's got the nade. Actually, Snape. Snape's got the nade. Will this be enough? He bounces
Good
it
bounce.
off. Doesn't end up getting the damage he wanted, though. Oh, he jumped out. Here we go. Shotgun versus shotgun. Moosey ends up hitting the shot on Snape. And going to get that flush. The Australians looking to shut down in Indonesia. And it's all up to the single player. It's Moosey.
I mean, for Snape there, I think you're in that situation where you sort of have to make the call, just move forward, try and clear him out whilst you still can. Can't really afford to wait for the rest of your team. Rosemary's doing a really good job right now, though, to keep Malaysia at bay. Sees Kenny, breaks the vehicle, explodes it too, so he can't move out from that position. Has to push out on foot. That is a bold push out, but he's just trying to identify a location.
Yeah, he's baiting. He's like, are you going to peek me or not? Huh? Jumping up and down to get a little bit more of those angles. The zone is going to start closing, though. Oh, it's actually off. Yeah, he peeked it.
God.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, he can't eat this at all. Kenny in the wide open. Yeah. Rosemary not able to make it happen. And now the rest of Indonesia are going to have to make the defense on Malaysia.
They have to push. Like, they have to push off the back of that knock right now. They can't afford to wait too much longer, because as soon as they get up into a 3 versus 2, that's when things get bad. Sees him on the side, but the weapon switch is too late here for Razy.
That's so juicy. Those
That's
nades are
unlucky.
so unlucky. 1/2 a second earlier, it would have been easy knocks there. Nice knock there.
No, not nice. Not nice. That's from
Kenny.
Kenny.
Nice knock onto yourself. Yeah, whoopsie daisy. And now that has evened up this fight with Indonesia.
Make the jump. He just about sees him, sprays into the smoke. And now Indonesia looking for another big placement. The second chicken dinner of the day if they find this.
Watch your toes. Watch your toes, Kenny. One move wrong. Watch your toes! Oh, he jumped. He's like, oh, it's hot down here.
Toenail goes flying. Now back behind the tractor, trying to stay alive.
Ouch.
It's chugging along, but Kenny seems to be running out of steam.
Yumi busting out the clippers, dude. What can Kenny do? 1v2 situation. This is stage 8. The zone's going to go down to nothing, and I think Kenny is going to get pushed out by the blue first. He's cooked.
I mean,
He's straight cooked.
He's
only got 2
they saw
mags.
the opportunity, and again, Kenny maybe didn't nade out his teammate. This possibly would have been a very different story. And by the time he threw it, his teammate was so low after the initial nade coming through from Indonesia. I mean, it was a good push-up. Razy gets a little bit unlucky on the weapon swap there. Don't know if they need to be swinging this. It's a good smoke to start things out. Yeah, you're right. It is kind of scary.
Got it.
Razy looking a little bit like Quentin Tarantino right now. But,
yeah.
Wait and
He's
see.
hunting
Now
him down.
they waited a long time to start throwing these grenades, and good for them. They know that Kenny has to start moving soon, but he has avoided all contact of any shrapnel so far.
Tractor power. How about that? Let's see. Yumi with the jump nade. Is it good enough? Just short. All right. He's running on the open. That's crazy. All right. The blue zone is starting to crest. Kenny's going to have to hold the angle. He should be able to find the toes here. Never mind. Kenny catches Yumi, goes for the elimination. Doesn't get it happen. And it is an Indonesian win.
That seemed scary, right? A little bit scary towards the end. I mean, Indonesia kind of playing with fire in those final moments, but they managed to get themselves the chicken dinner second one of the day. So they went from a first place, second place into a first place. That is a ridiculous, resounding result for Indonesia off the back of Razy's clutch at the beginning of the day. But wow, I think again, came into this, we said Indonesia, like clearly the favorites here. They've got 6 incredible interchangeable players, but they only needed 4.
Hey, Indonesia, welcome to the main event at this point, right? I mean, like, there's still a lot of matches left to go, but they're looking pretty unstoppable in this lobby here. I mean, soaking up so many points is going to be hard to catch up to this squad, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, Cambodia is still looking good. I'd expect Cambodia to stay second place as we get in towards those 3 final matches later tomorrow. But again, I'm excited to see what they can pull out when it comes to that main event. No doubt in my mind that Indonesia's not going through right now. They look like a pretty well-oiled machine. I think Cambodia, again, it just feels like some of those problems of the past that some of those players have had on teams outside of the country, which is just a little bit of over-aggression, maybe just a little bit of overconfidence here and there. Indonesia was happy to hunt them down, especially after the hot drop in them, man. You got to expect you're going to feel some heat.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's going to be the ticket for this particular 2 groups, right? When it comes to Southeast Asia, Oceania. I think that if you're in 3rd place, you need to have your head on a swivel and your ears going and your eyes on the feed. Because if you happen to get an idea that the 2nd place team is in a fight, you should be able to easily know where it's at. And you got to push it. You got to push it. You got to get that 3rd party done. We saw Indonesia do it right there against Cambodia, right? They're like, hey, if we just 3rd party them here, take them out, get center circle, this is an easy dub for us. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I think that we can quite clearly close the book on that right now, where it's a case of less teams does mean more favorable opportunities to go for those 3rd parties after all. However, this is the end for me, for now, as we are going to be heading over towards a new region very, very shortly. It'll be Jackie as well as Hot Jukes taking you through all of that action, and I'll be back slightly in a little bit to cover EECA. Until then, thank you so much, Hot Jukes, for being here with me and watching the Cambodia versus Indonesia games, and we shall catch you very, very soon.
grande voy a brincar, yeah. Cuando fui chiquito me dijo, Evancito, tienes que luchar. Para llegar a la cima se tiene que actuar, se tiene que escuchar. La calle te llama, la calle la fama, que está tu hogar. Bolsillo llenado, si escucho un poco los oigo cantar. Plata me canta canciones y tengo un coro. Ganador ves el oro, brillo como un tesoro. Y tu novio es un bobo, mi gatita tiene todo. Pegajoso y buen mozo, con la 3 peligroso. Pegajoso y buen mozo, estoy más grande que un oso. Mi pistola está muy hermosa y la tuya estaba soso. Mi palabra tan filoso, porque el game es una guerra. Patrullando Panamera, yo no ando con cualquiera. Cuando fui chiquito me dijo, Evancito, tienes que luchar. Para llegar a la cima se tiene que actuar, se tiene que escuchar. La calle te llama, la calle la fama, que está tu hogar. Bolsillo llenado, si escucho un poco los oigo cantar. Yeah, plata me canta canciones y tengo un coro. Ganador ves el oro, brillo como un tesoro. Y tu novio es un bobo, mi gatita tiene todo. Pegajoso y buen mozo, con la 3 peligroso. Plata me canta canciones y tengo un coro. Ganador ves el oro, brillo como un tesoro. Y tu novio es un bobo, mi gatita tiene todo. Pegajoso y buen mozo, con la 3 peligroso.
some of that good stuff. Give me some of that fancy pants. Give me some of that high life.
I think so, brother. I mean, we've met each other at so many events. I've seen your work, and finally, we get to be here. And I tell you what, man. When I heard that I was gonna get a chance to cast with D-Jackie, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay up for 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Just pure, nonstop excitement. So let's go, and it's gonna be even more exciting because we are gonna be casting 5 squads here, right? So let's go.
Mate, I'm really looking forward to see realistically how the dynamics of a lot of the games we've got not only coming up soon, but over the course of this qualifying day and tomorrow are going to go. Because it feels a bit different, right? The ebb and flow. Namely what you just mentioned there, overhearing your and Blank's conversations about the fact that this is very off meta for the normality. You kind of come into events with PUBG Mobile and I'm like, buddy, how many teams have we got? There's like 1 million teams. I look at this and I'm just like, Jukes, 5 teams. I don't even know how the first like 15 minutes of the game are going to go. Will they even see each other? Is it just going to be like speaking through the distance, through whispers?
I mean, who knows? I mean, I was thinking it was going to be the same thing, right? But then I'm with Blank, and we're seeing hot drops when there's only 9 squads. So anything can happen here in East versus South Asia. But I'm excited to see how it goes. One of the most, I think, interesting things for me is going to be the placement points, dude, right? Because every team is going to get some, right? So with 5 squads, if you're out last, you're guaranteed 3 placement points. So I think getting first place is going to be so clutch here because that's going to mean the most.
I suppose that's why it also then comes into that awkward state where you're saying with the hot drops of how confident are you, where you just kind of go in and go, you know what, let's just absolutely farm. Like, let's find the weak knee early and see how many Elim points we can physically squeeze out and then go for big finishes. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how the dynamics of these games are going to go, mate. I feel like this is a very different PUBG Mobile flavor from what I'm used to. I've been on the vanilla all the time, Dukes, and they're like, oh, it's quite plain, it's quite tasty. Now they're throwing in the mint. There's a bit of mint in there. They've like shaved some cilantro on top. I don't even know what that is. I'm kind of confused. I'm like, what is that? You chop it in there. Where's that come from?
Ooh, and you may have that gene that makes it taste like soap, so now you're just like, what's going on here, right? But you know what? At the same time, it keeps things interesting, baby. And that's what I was so excited, right? When it came to the Esports Nations Cup. You know, just seeing teams that are representing their country, right? Now you've mixed things up because we've seen the same squads, we've seen a lot of the same rosters in the past, but now we're gonna see some new shakeups, and hopefully we see a squad that just comes out of nowhere and just says, you know what, we're gonna be the new team on the lobby here. So it's really fun no matter what.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hey, that was always one of my favorite things, like way back in the past, the similar kind of ideas with like nation and country tournaments like this in Counter-Strike. It was always that you'd see some players where they'd field them and you've never heard of them before. You wouldn't know what they're about. And by the end of the event, you've got all the other teams thinking, oh, this guy's pretty good. Like, we should actually see if we can try and draft him into a full-time team after the event, right? And I think that's where PUBG Mobile tends to shine, because I don't know if you'd agree, but I've always found that it's got one of the vastest sort of unknown talent pools in most of these games, because everyone's playing, everyone's grinding at home, on the way to work, when they're on the bus, no matter where they are, right? So you've got some of these young guns that come in. First time you see him, you're like, dude, you are unreal at this game. So I'm hoping to see something similar here, where we see some new gems.
Heck yeah, dude. I mean, that PUBG Mobile, you know, biggest mobile game on the planet, if not one of the biggest games on the planet. As a matter of fact, you know, for those of you guys that didn't watch PMGO Season 1, you know, PUBG Mobile broke a Guinness World Record, right? For the most players ever trying to compete in a gaming tournament, right? So it's so interesting to see how much this game just continues to surprise us with all these cool different events. and an Esports Nations Cup, it is definitely not disappointing. That's for sure. So with this team in particular, well, not this team, but this group of squads, it's going to be interesting to see these different countries just make it happen with 5 different countries playing here. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think that is kind of hitting the nail on the head of the tantalizing prospect of it. I think more so than anything, just getting a feel for how they interact against one another and kind of the temperature of the day, mate. Because if you're saying we're already getting hot drops today, let's see if we switch it up a little bit with the different countries coming in. Are they going to mirror that? Is it going to be getting a bit aggro? You know me, I'm a devil's advocate for quite aggressive hot drops. I've always got Max DMing me. He's like, please stop, please stop egging on the hot drops. Yeah, and I'm just like, why? It's only a grand final, Max. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, it will be fine, right? It would be fine. I think that here, maybe not so much, but you never know. Like, actually, no, I think it will be fine. I think it will, because you got to consider that you win that hot drop with only, 5 countries competing in this one. That's already what, a fifth of the lobby gone? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not? Take the opportunity. Don't wait until the last second to make something happen.
But yeah, that is kind of the difference of like a squad wipe here. It feels like it's been like 10x on the multiplier for how impactful it would be. If someone actually pulled off like a 1v4, you have basically just wiped out half of the entire lobby, and you're just there like, oh my god, what is happening? He's just like a scythe. He's a human scythe, Jukes, chopping them down.
Dude, that's wild, because actually, I'm thinking about it. Okay, let's say a team does take out 2 squads. All right. You're automatically top 3 with 8 eliminations. Like, what's going on? Like, that leaves, if the first place team takes out 1, that's gonna leave them with 14 points. You're gonna be in 3rd with 8 eliminations, and how many points is it again for 3rd? Oh my gosh, yeah, 5. So you will have 1 point less than first place team if you just take out 2 squads.
That's what I mean, man. It's going to be pretty hectic out there. So I feel like surely that might actually be the meta for some of these teams. Although I suppose it depends, right? Are you feeling brave enough? That's always the other question. Because if you could get both of those wipes, it would be the dream. But if you were the one being wiped, like a spilt drink of some sort, that's not ideal. Yeah, it's over, man. It's all gone.
I mean, it literally could be, with this lobby, like 2 team fights that decide whether you're making it or not. Like, that's wild. Like, that is insane. We're talking about, like, just 1 squad wipe could mean you're making it or you're not, because it's top 2 that move forward, right? So I love theory crafting with you, man, as we're just trying to, like, kind of guess what's gonna happen. But it's either gonna be, like, off the rip, just teams hunting each other, because they're like, dude, yeah, like, we have to find somebody, because if just one team does it and does take out 2 squads, well, then we're cooked, right? So, man, I wonder what these squads are going to do. We're going to see that, or we just see teams just drop, and we're going to be talking and having a podcast for a good 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
It'll be good though. It'll be like a 5 stars, on whatever podcast platform you tune into it to.
Yes.
I think people would enjoy it. They'd be like, oh, this is a banger. I love this episode where they're talking about ice road trucking. Oh, wait, there's PUBG Mobile.
Oh.
It'd be a fun little addition on the end. But yeah, mate, I think it is a bit of a curiosity, because I suppose it's also kind of the idea of normally in these things, right? We've got a few play days where, even worst case, if you don't make it through, there's always something looming, a bit of a safety net, right? You've got like a bracket to fall into, a survival stage. You might not be grouped instantly, even with the first few days of play. Whereas it's always fun with these sort of qualifiers, especially with there's so many condensed over such a short window of time, that you basically have to come in, play your A game, because any mistakes, it's all blowing up in your face. And then the prospect of actually making it to the main event towards the end of the year, well, suddenly that's all it is, just an idea, right? You can't actually get there and fight for the glory of your country and really have the sort of hype that I imagine the inaugural Esports Nations Cup will bring. 'Cause it feels like it should be quite a big bit of fanfare. Don't know, man. There's been a lot of sort of, football fever in the air right now, right? Everyone's getting excited, living the dream for their sort of home country, seeing how they play. I'm hoping we get similar vibes as the year develops with this, Dukes, because I feel like it would be a brilliant way to kind of tie all that passion in with how big esports has gotten.
I love it. I love it. I mean, I love how we're just seeing, so much patriotism out there, so many different people excited to meet other countries, excited to experience other cultures here. And we're just seeing, like, hey, when it comes to PUBG Mobile, right? Like, which rich nation's going to come out on top, right? And it could be one that we didn't see coming in just the last group of blank. We saw the rosters and we're like, all right, Indonesia and Cambodia are probably going to dominate this one, and it did, but here we go. We're making it happen, right? We are going to Erangel, and 5 countries, 5 nations battling it out here. Let's get it going, Jackie.
Oh, hell yeah. This is what we were waiting for. This is the big moment. If you look to your left, you can see 2 of the countries. If you look to the right, you can see 3. Oh, wait, hang on. Jukes, we've gone early. We've gone early. It's coming up after this, I imagine. All right, we'll run it back. Hold all that conversation. Put it in the back of your mind. We'll do that whole bit again, Jukes, when we get there. But for now, we're going back to the classic.
Here we go. All right, so it's Indonesia versus Cambodia. Gonna make it happen here. Let's see if Indonesia will continue their dominance. Will Cambodia try to catch up to them? But, oh my goodness. At first, I was kind of confused. I saw Erangel. I was like, wait, it's not Rondo? But here we go.
To be fair, the 5-team Erangel would be a feat, mate. Trying to track each other down, even if you went for the hot drops. Just, where are you? Be like a long game of Marco Polo.
You're right. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to play some of that here because look at this. This is in Severny, brother. There are 9 nations battling it out here, and we have a hot drop.
Here we go. This is what we wanted. It feels a bit different with how you set it up, right? Where although it's a hot drop, it's one of those, right? It's like, right, everyone's getting themselves settled in. They're down. They're looting. It's like an ASMR cast, Dukes. It feels like you have to do it with like minimal verbiage. Let's try that for a sec, right? We'll do word for word casts, all right? I'll kick us off. Looting.
Picking up.
Things in the bag.
Camping. I mean, strategy.
Tactical. Thought process. Slight movement.
Can we say player names?
You can work those in. Yeah, they're free. They don't cost anything.
I don't think I want to choose these names.
Creamy.
Plays off that ice cream earlier we were talking about. The vanilla.
It's what you need, mate. Nice fresh scoop to get you started.
Fresh scoop of cilantro ice cream. That'll wake you up in the morning.
It probably would, right?
Oh, yeah.
Skip the coffee. Just refreshing. 2 scoops, please.
Double it up. Man, I get it here. I get why these teams are so hesitant to engage, especially on the side of Papua New Guinea, as they are at the bottom of the leader, but they've literally been struggling. They need an initial knock, and they need to make something happen here.
Yeah, and that's where that risk factor comes in. Obviously, a little bit different here. You've got slightly more lenience, nearly double the amount of teams we were potentially expecting to be seeing, with 9 of them in the lobby. But the same kind of theory applies, right? If they throw the first stone and don't actually clean up, even the difference, Duke, so I feel like normally it's like if you lose half the squad, right, you lose 2 players, it just feels like the whole hot drop was, not worth it. You kind of ruined your chances for a great finish. I feel like in these kind of games where the lobby numbers are so much tighter, you lose even one of your squad in these kind of fights, it feels like you're just really leaving yourself at a disservice for the rest of the run through the game.
Absolutely, man. I mean, that's why we're seeing these guys just play it so dang patient. Nobody wants to get knocked. Nobody wants to go out with 0 points. Considering that only one team goes out with that. You cannot make a mistake. So nobody trying to even hunt down new angles, nothing. They're just waiting for someone to run out in the open, and that ain't gonna happen. So we are at a stalemate here. I'm assuming we're gonna be at that stalemate for a hot minute. One thing's for sure, Jackie, and that is ain't nobody third party this. That's a fact.
I would love that though. Just out of nowhere. Dude, it'd be like they're cashing in the money in the bank, Jukes. Oh my god, from downtown!
From downtown!
There they come!
From Military Island, you know? All the way up to Severny.
Just
The
about
third
us at
party
the commentators
is
booth. Is that Indonesia? Is that Indonesia I see right now? It'd be so good.
Oh, that'd be so good. Just coming out Indonesia, coming around the corner, followed by Cambodia.
It's like F1 now.
Right?
They just keep coming.
They just keep coming. They're making a left turn. And okay, all right. So it does look like we do have a confirmation. So we are going to be running all of SEA and Oceania. So we're going to actually see who's going to end up on top here.
Ooh, all right, spicy. That's nice. We get a nice little bit of a payoff come the end of all the games.
No waiting
We're
necessary.
game 4 now. Yeah, exactly. You ain't got to tune in next week, you know. You get to find out today.
I like that. It's like whenever, you know, you get a new show and you don't have to wait a week. They just drop the whole season. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happening
Hey,
here.
dude, I'm not going to lie, Jukes. I don't know if that's just the modern brain, but that's me, man. If I've got to wait each week for a TV show, I'm just like, you've lost me. I can't schedule it in. There we go.
Oh, you thought you were lost, but Blythe has been found. And now the Australians are starting to push this. And this is devastation on the side of Papua New Guinea.
All right. Can they clean up? Where's it going to go from here? This is where it could be spicy. That initial knock, it's good damage on the back line as well. Suckme not looking too healthy. Nades towards the feet. He's trying to jump to keep himself safe. And they're kind of pushing this quite nicely as well. Got a bit of a 2-2 split from it. Nades up in the top side of the building coming out. Struggle barely missing that one.
Suckme's healing up. He needs to get off his knees. He needs to get into the action here. As Creamy's trying to pop out the window. He does get a nice knock, though. Oh, that one hurt, though. Let's see what's going to happen as Blythe is completely finished out. Creamy does catch one, so now it is going to be a 3v3.
Tempered aggression as well.
Oh, this is the worst spot.
Yeah, you can see their backs are up, right? As soon as they started to get stuck into this one, it didn't go as smoothly as initially planned. You resulted those 1 deaths on either side, and taking those eliminations, that's where it gets scary. You kind of lose your sea legs a little bit, start getting a bit spooked with how this one's going to go. So they have just sort of cautioned it back and tried to tuck into the off angles. Limited health on Creamy as well.
Creamy. So now, you know, each team losing a player. Are they trying to disengage? Are they just looking for other angles? This is like a full-fledged reset at this point. Going the flash there from Suckme. Hearing those sticky bombs ring out, but nothing hitting the mark just yet. He's like, you know what? Oh, speaking of sticky bomb, I got one of those right here. Throw that right there for a second. Now Creamy gets another knock. So that is 2. Now we're going to see a big push here as Papua New Guinea have a chance to finally put something on the board meaningful. Ego, super lit. Just trying to push. Desperation push here. Going to have to make a play.
And that might actually be the money in the bank being cashed in from New Zealand. I can see them on
downtown.
the periphery. Yeah, man. They're thinking about it. They're holding the briefcase over their heads right now, but they're not sure if they want to throw it down or kind of just use it to deflect incoming artillery.
Please, dude. There's no way we see a third party in Severny with this few teams. That would be so wild. I could have put the whole house. It wasn't going to happen, but they're actually nearby here. And they're coming. Here they come, New Zealand, from downtown. They are in this engagement. And now Papua New Guinea are like, are you kidding me? There's no way there's a squad here. This is out of zone, too. This is outside of circle.
I know. They're risking it all. You can just kind of edge guard this as well, though. That's the problem. It's going to get a bit awkward, right? If they see a window here to engage on it, I mean, they've probably got more loot to play off. They haven't had to split it as much. They can just try and weave their way in. That's a nice nade.
Got him!
That's real nice, actually. Suck me's down. Is this the go signal for New Zealand, Jukes?
Oh, man. Suck me. Oh, on his knees again, and it looks like he's going to get thirsted. So unfortunate. And now Ego catching struggle. How are the Australians coming back from this? And Papua New Guinea is out of there. New Zealand coming in with the third party, looking to clean up Severny, and they are looking really good right now.
This is where the good day could go a bad day way for the Aussies as they try and hold on. Nades up through the window side. It's good initial chip damage back on through the elevated angle onto New Zealand to keep them in a bit of a scary position. You can see on the HP bars there that Creamy has taken a bit of damage. Well, cream rather than creamy. That's the issue with it. You never quite know which one you're going to get in your coffee in the morning as they try and push up onto this, see if they can work their way around.
Now, yeah, you can see Benny getting in that buggy. Going to be finding some angles. Uh-oh, he's going to be in a 1v1 here if he's not careful. This is a perfect opportunity for Ninjaric to start evening up the playing field here. He's got the BBBs on, but gets knocked. Benny with the shotgun. Just too strong.
Oh, mate. The mop and bucket plays coming out swiftly then from New Zealand, and in reality it's just down to Ego. Can Ego challenge them? Wants to line it up. The spam's on point in the front line, but it's not enough to finish them off. So New Zealand, clean up crew. That's going to be the 3 elims off the back of the third party onto Australia and Papua New Guinea, with both of them now being taken out of the runnings pretty early into this one. 7 squads left.
Unreal. How did we see a third party outside of the blue zone in Severny? They had to know. They just had to know that, oh, there's a fight, and not to mention it's against the teams that are in last place. That's easy eliminations. Let's just go and make something happen. So, hey, you got to give it to New Zealand. They are not waiting and just taking a safe central spot. They're out there making it happen. I like it.
Yeah, it's what you want to see, man. Having a look back over some of the previous results as well in terms of the actual elims they've been able to rack up. They've been doing pretty well on the averages, especially when we now add in this 3-point game, well, 3 elim game thus far. This might be a nice little stepping stone for them. See if they can try and actually get a bit of a shuffle on. Obviously, it's very cutthroat, like you were saying, at least in terms of the top spots you have to contend with. It's not as easy as looking at it and going, top 16, I'll be fine. You're kind of looking at it sweating, going, what do you mean top 2? How?
What? How indeed, right? So, I mean, that's also a good thing considering, right? Is because Cambodia and Indonesia have so many dang points at this point. Like, if you're in New Zealand and you're trying to catch up to them, you know that you need to start hunting down elimination. So that's actually a really, really good idea from them. You know, it's not like they're trying to make it into the top 7 to move forward. It's top 2 or nothing.
Yeah, I think you've got to, you've got to go for the high roller plays in games like this, right? Where you can't afford to kind of approach it in the normal mindset. Where I think it probably gets a bit interesting as well, especially if you're playing in those more sort of, domestic competitions where you're up against other teams. It's all very heavy strategy and you're sort of wanting to show respect to other teams in the lobby. You get into an event like this where it's nations-based, where it's about kind of having a bit of flair and sort of playing outside of the initial formats in the qualifying stage of the tournament. Yeah, you got to bring it, mate. Just get in there, you throw the kitchen sink at them. Possibly everything that's underneath it. Some people keep like buckets, cleaning supplies. Just lob all those dudes. Hit them in the head with them.
Throw whatever you got, dude. You're gonna have to throw everything and then some if you want to take out this Cambodian team, because these guys are no joke. Cambodia looking so strong here, and Top in particular doing such a great job for his nation. One of the top players on the planet, literally. And now looking to continue on here. So, as we move forward, we are starting to see, I can see the edge of the circle here. Wondering where that center is. And it does seem to shift further on, but it looks like we are definitely having a northern circle, as this is pretty close to shooting range.
A little bit of audio contact between the two teams there as well, getting a bit of a read. Both of the nations spotting one another eye to eye, but not wanting to necessarily over-egg this one. Thinking more about, like you say, the circle that's yet to come, getting a bit of a better position to play off of this rather than risking it, at least when you're out entirely in the open. But those points are lucrative, so maybe that'll change if they can see a bit of a back door on this one, a bit of an angle to play off of. Just a bit of scouting with the vehicles for now. Keep your eyes on the hillside, see if you can spot them out. Hovercraft in play as well. All right, mate, that's what you want to see. That's a lovely bit of kit there, Jukes. $50,000 for one of those.
Woo! That's a good price.
It's probably a discount, actually, in reality, isn't it?
Yeah, these days, you know what I'm saying? Inflation, no joke. But as we take a look at Skynin from Cambodia, getting a nice knock there. And now we're seeing, oh my gosh, yeah, the Philippines in big trouble as Cambodia are just starting to dominate this edge of the circle here. 9X gonna go put some shots fired. Actually, just putting on some suppressive shots. Oh, finding an angle, though. That is gonna be the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste. Doing a great job at trying to shut down this Cambodian team.
It's a good engagement. They just shy as well on the chuck back over. A couple smokes out to provide some cover. Vehicle scouting up close to get a read on it whilst the health is being topped back up. Get your legs strong, top in, and looking for the scrap, but knocked down off the back of the bullet sent his way. So it gets a little bit more awkward now. Teams forced to scurry as well with the zone nibbling away at this encounter they've thrown themselves into. And just seeing if you can try and first onto some of these knocks. Convert those Elim points raw. Paranoid about the shots that are coming in from the side as well.
Right now, yeah, that's Top getting eliminated there as Sky High gets the elimination with the DBS. Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste doing a great job. Oh, now starting to get peppered, though. This vehicle in big trouble. And that is their vehicles out of here. And there's Indonesia, right? Hearing those shots, they are dominating the lobby. And this is a problem, right? When you have such a lead at this point, if you're Indonesia, you're just having a fun with this lobby, right? Just pressure everybody. And now it looks like they are going to get the finish.
Coming into this one with such a large lead, you're the point vacuum, you're setting the barrier, you might as well just fight with it. Ooh, Yummy up close, it gets a little bit awkward, but he handles himself well to shut down onto them. And does pick that one up, tucks back in behind cover as well with backup of Rosemary so they can get themselves healed. And that's 4 elims in the back pocket for the Indo squad. So building up an even bigger lead. I think they were at, what, 51 points coming into this game?
Oh,
so
yeah.
this is already even a bigger leap there, Jukes.
They're locked in. Yeah, there's no way they don't make it to the finals. We're going to see Indonesia there for sure, at least into the main event, because they are looking unstoppable at this point. Who could catch up to Cambodia? That's going to be my question, right? We see New Zealand trying to do a good job here. Well, actually, they did a great job at the start. Third partying, putting some points on the board. Now they're outside of this circle. Going to be going against Brunei Darussalam. Let's see if they're able to find that opening knock. So they're not taking the circle. They're just looking for eliminations. And honestly, I think that's a strategy because Cambodia has a good, solid lead. You know you need a lot of points. And you got to get them the hard way.
Got to fight for it, man. You're not going to be gifted them. Although that would be nice if someone just pulled up. You know how like they deliver the papers in the morning? Someone just cycles by, they throw some points your way. Have your points, sir. Oh, there you go. That's what Rosemary's doing right now, but he's taking all the points. He's the reverse paper boy as he's making stacks with the plays. Oh, it is fierce out there, Dukes. Non-stop elims from the Indo team as Indonesia's looking ruthless.
just a cut above the rest at this point. Yeah, you can just tell they're having fun with the lobby. As soon as like the Cambodian team is out, we're just seeing, you know, Indonesia go crazy. And rightfully so. I mean, they're having fun with the lobby and soaking up a ton of eliminations. Let's see what Malaysia can do, though. Kenny, last player up. Oh, driving in the wrong. So he's like, oh, how about near this vehicle that's in the wide open? Probably not a good idea.
This is looking a little bit sad then. Got to quickly try and get the recovery mission underway. See if you can save your mate there for New Zealand. That started things off quite nicely, at least with that opening third party they had. But how much further can they go? Ooh, right on top of one another as well, just behind the rock. The third-person peek over the ridgeline, getting a nice assess on the situation. Backpack gives the game away. Quick switch to the shotty. It's a game of cat and mouse jukes, but it's getting awkward on the punish. Finally finds him. Oh, but he's given his position away, and they know the vehicles are encroaching.
How did Skydead even get that? That is disgusting. As Brunei Darussalam getting caught off guard. Now it's starting to throw out some smokes. New Zealand applying that pressure. There's the cream. Trying to make something happen here. The zone's starting to close. We're about to hit stage 6, Jackie. Things are definitely going to start heating up now.
Oh, yeah. We've had that pot on boil for quite some time, and the water is starting to bubble over. Let's see what we get then. Shot from the top side as Snape finds another one. And New Zealand do lose cream. So the team continues to be under a lot of pressure here. And Snape's already on the move for his next potential target. The Indonesian squad effectively just locking down various angles all across Erangel right now and keeping everyone under pressure. Yummy goes in for the close quarters engagement. Couple bullets on target. Got the shotty to play with. Let's see if he can pay the bills on this one.
He's going to go ahead and throw that nade, though, here. Down to a couple seconds. Going to throw it through that door. Not able to hit its mark. Pusingan with the S12K running right on the open here. Now he's starting to get in some angles, but he gets punished immediately. And Indonesia looking unstoppable, Jackie. That's 12. 12 eliminations. This is almost half the entire lobby.
Yeah, this is absolutely despicable right now. It tied first place in terms of highest elimination games then, back with game 1 of today. That was Cambodia that had 12 elims. So now the Indonesian squad may be going even further than that. You'd imagine this is nowhere near the end of their dominant run on this one so far. As they just look ruthless out there.
There's only 32 eliminations, right, that a team can get.
Yeah.
And they have 12. That is ridiculous. Yumi gonna have to start throwing a nade over here, and they're not gonna stop. They're like, we want to wipe this lobby out completely. Can you imagine taking out almost the entire lobby by yourself? How many eliminations is Indonesia gonna get? My guess, one more.
Yeah, I'm thinking at least 2, maybe 3 more. It feels like they don't want to slow down, mate. So the room for it you could build on would be huge. You've got a little bit more of an isolated fight, at least, with the nades up on the hillside. That's making it slightly more uncomfortable. I would say maybe they'd slow down slightly with only the triple threat ready to fight on this, but I don't think they will. They're just going to reset slightly, get the meds back in so they can play on a good advantage into this. Rosemary tops himself back up. Let's see if they can keep it rolling. Rosemary's got the 4 elims to his name already. He usually likes to be a bit of a showman, doesn't he, Duke? So I think he's going to want at least 2 more. Tie it up, show that he can push past Snape.
This is crazy, folks. There is only 5 players remaining left. And by that, I mean 5 eliminations that Indonesia can get. How many of them are they going to get? That's the question. Right? That crate going wide on the open, no one's touching that thing. But this is stage 6, about to be stage 7. Shins applying a little bit of that pressure onto Rosemary as Rosemary is moving off to a separate off angle here. Yeah, gotta be careful. That's a little bit too exposed, Rosemary. Time to get back with your squad.
Shin's on the move up. Can he actually pull off a bit of a backstab on this one with a window of timing? If Yumi throws the nade over, will he be able to actually get the space in? Chip damage on top. Kind of takes the steam out of his sails there. Doesn't want to overcommit to the push. That's the peak over the top side as well. You've been spotted. Left very low with a push in from the side.
Oh,
Setting him
no.
up for a stereo takedown here, Jukes.
Yeah, it's looking almost like a 3v1. Oh, Chewy, though, that was a nice shot. That kind of bought his teammate just a little bit of time. And by a little bit of time, I mean almost that exact amount. That nade was so close. This one, though, is definitely going to hit. So, Shins, you got to move. Goodbye. 13 eliminations for Indonesia.
And that's already a new record on the elimometer in these games for these nations. Let's see at this point then how much further they can realistically push it. New Zealand have been trying to keep their nose out of trouble for quite some time, and they want to go for that wide berth round in the vehicle. Razy does get contact onto this. Rosemary's already taking the fight back over as well to take down the down man to make sure that point is guaranteed there. So the 13th gets locked in. Rosemary's on a move swiftly. Does he see him though? Nature maneuvers from New Zealand tucked in behind the tree. It's Benny with a shotty making a play, but Rosemary, he lets it rip, Jukes.
Make it 15. They're about to wipe out this entire lobby. Indonesia just looking too strong. Now it's up to this final player from New Zealand. It's Kiwis! The man, the myth, the legend himself. What can you do for your country?
It's got to be big. It's got to be decisive, but with a nade knocking his confidence, I don't know if he'll be able to hold on to this one. Rosemary in the back line. Yumi up close. Kiwi just trying to stay tucked in. He's in the brace for impact position. Hands above his head, holding on. Here comes the push around the backside. It's a good peek. Oh, that's a smooth takedown. Chops him open like fresh kiwi.
And that is New Zealand out. Indonesia just destroying this lobby. Chewy about to get chewed up by this nade. And that should do it as one more nade rings out. Nope, he survives for a little bit longer. Rosemary getting up close and personal. They know exactly where he is. Bye-bye! Indonesia dominating this region.
Oh, mate. They're dominating, they're owning, they're absolutely living their movie. A blockbuster affair on that one, mate. It's actually beating the back rooms and the box office with how well they've just played, because that's unbelievable. We're talking about sort of if there's going to be that one team that's aggro in our upcoming regions, but Indonesia are living that right here, right now. Unbelievable set of elims there, Jukes.
That was half the lobby. They took out half the lobby all by themselves. Nobody's catching them. They've won. Like, there's zero chance anybody can even get close. That is ridiculous. I don't know what else to say. When it comes to Southeast Asia and Oceania, it is Indonesia on top. That is for sure.
Yeah, it just looked unreal. It genuinely was. It was absolutely disgusting there, mate. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more along those lines coming up. I don't think Indonesia are going to be stopping anytime soon. So we'll see how they go when we get back in for our next set following the break.